welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Welcome back on the block for the last time as we enter into our Judge Dredd finale. Why don't we go around and say hello to everyone? And let's begin with the wonderful Virginia. As I tell you, that chat were very busy before the show. And they've unlocked not one, but 2 wild magic surges so far, with 8 gift subscriptions between Cave and Pope today. Thank you so much. We choo-chooed our train to Encounter Roleplay Sings.
Oh boy.
Thank
you, chat.
We are well on our way to that retweet goal as well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm even better now that I know there's 2 wild magic surges. Thank you, chat. I love the chaos that you bring to this game every single week. It seems like more and more every week as well, which is just perfect. I'm doing really good. It's been a very busy week, and I've been excited about tonight. And I'm also sad, because it feels like we've been playing this for so long, and I don't want it to end. But I do want to see how you deal with the end of tonight's episode and with Shay once and for all, if you manage to deal with Shay once and for all. And interested to see what you imagine your judges do after this, if they make it out, and the custody battle for Tetley.
The most important thing on our legal agenda. Now that the end is near and we face the final curtain, Judge Grease, played by Zippy Zippo. Hi friend, how you doing today?
Hi friend, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm really feeling the hype. I'm very excited about this weekend. My weekend just got off to a great start by hitting the goal. And you're here. I wasn't sure if you were going to be, and I'm super happy that you are.
I try to show up every time I can. But I'm Zippy Zippo, and I'm going to be playing Grease, and it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And probably going to end up killing Waits. But hopefully it's the doppelganger, but if it's not, then c'est la vie!
I mean, I've heard of character assassination, but I didn't think it would be this literal. Wow. Speaking of assassins, Susanna Grace, star of the internet, ineffable dark mistress.
Oh, geez. Hi, everybody. I'm really excited to get into this finale. Much like everybody else, I've been kind of bummed to see it end. Really hope that Judy doesn't die, but she is willing to take a heroic bullet if needs be. I've got a whole monologue. No, I haven't. I wouldn't put anyone through that. But yeah, I'm really excited for it.
And someone I'm always excited to see here on the channel, the wonderful Cleric of Cord. How are you doing this Friday?
I'm doing pretty good. Had an interesting week of playing games with friends, and so my head's just kind of like, especially with the finale tonight. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly think that it's possible some of us will die. I do know for certain that Judge Tetley will live. That's the only certainty for tonight. Claire's it, Charlie.
Look, if he's a traitor, we don't stand traitors around here. But someone who would never betray me is always loyal and beloved. The wonderful Shauna. Hi, Shauna.
Hey, doing pretty good. I'm excited to get this complete. But yeah, I'm also sad because I've played Fremont for a while now, and she's willing to put her life on the line, and Tetley's gotta live. Our good boy has to survive.
Tetley boy is a best boy. Producer Trav will be joining us. He's running a tiny bit behind schedule, but will be here, I've been assured. While we wait for him, though, why don't we actually roll those wild magic surges before we go and see past Charlie and do all of that stuff? Virginia, you have 2 to give out so far. I'm just going to go and check on that third situation.
Okay. I think Zippy can roll 1. And Cleric can roll 1. Let's see how these go.
Sounds good to me. We remain at 14 retweets, so 6 more and we'll unlock another wild magic surge.
It's a D10,000, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
2455.
2455 for cleric. Pulling it up now.
5,703.
Cleric, when you roll again, this one is very mundane. I'm shocked. All right, so what was your number?
5,703.
5703. Let's go.
It's no fun unless it's chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Zippy, you find a pouch containing 1d10 super intelligent mice. We are adding to the 2000 AD universe today. We have chimps who can join the judge force. Now we've got super intelligent mice.
9,104.
9,104. Loading. Oh, okay. For 2d4 rounds, the ground within 50 yards turns to quicksand. So, Virginia, I'm sure you can just drop us in it at the most inopportune time. Have our little Atreyu moment, maybe?
Yeah, the most wonderful thing about somebody that can manipulate the things that you're seeing in your mind is that the floor can be anything. Well, it could be worse. The floor could be lava. You went there too.
I think we've
It was
all
like,
played this game.
like, could you imagine? It would just be all of you playing the game that we all played as kids, just jumping across furniture.
Yes, as kids, not as respectable adults.
Isn't that something that
No.
actually happened in a book about psychics? Is this psychic child had the power to change the laws of reality, so she just made the entire floor lava? Because that's her favorite game.
I think that was an episode of the new, with the Twilight Zone movie back from the 80s.
I didn't know that. Well,
I think it's in that.
Okay.
I think it's an episode of that. Not. I won't swear to it, but possibly.
Awesome. Well, while we wait to find out if the floor will be lava, oatmeal, or something else, why don't we go and see past Charlie to talk about our sponsors? Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com.
for GM.
We'll get there.
And we're back. Shout out to Fantasy Grounds, Wayland Games, Tabletop Loot, and our new partner for the season, Wild Anvil. Past Charlie or Past Will will be telling you about them starting next week. But please do go and check out the website. It's an incredible resource for whether you're building stories for novels, campaigns for friends, or maybe even a product for something like the DM's Guild. Virginia, we have a poll to open today. Would you like to tell people what they're voting for?
So this poll might look a little bit familiar to people that have seen the ends of our episodes here. It's very similar to Judge of the Week. You are voting as to which judge will receive a narrative boon that they can use in this session. You all know these very well by now. This means that they can add something to the story, swing something in their favor, generally make interesting or good things happen. So which of our judges you decide to give this to could turn the tides of this finale in one way or another, depending on what they use it for. So
go ahead.
Vote carefully.
And the way you vote is ! Vote, and then the number of your choice. 0 for Waits, 1 for Talon, 2 for Reinhold, 3 for Fremont, 4 for Judy, and 5 for Grease. While we wait for the votes to come in, why don't we say hello to Trav? Hi Trav, how you doing?
Ah, yes, you can say hello to me, but is it past Charlie or future Charlie? I'm always asking which Charlie, temporally speaking, I'm talking to. Could be
It's
like the
present
Flash.
Charlie, who is always a gift.
Every moment with present Charlie is an apple of gold. I'm producer Trav. I'm playing Judge Reinhold, probably for the last time. Who knows? I'm strapped in, my seatbelt is buckled, and my tray is in the upright position. I'm ready to go straight to hell. Let's get it on.
Choo choo. All
I'm
right,
gonna
the
miss
votes
making
are,
faces at the camera with this, like this.
the votes are coming in, and so far Judy is in the lead for the spoon. But I'm going to leave it open for another minute so you can put in the votes while I let Virginia introduce tonight's game.
So last week we left off with all but 2 of our judges being lured or willingly going to meet Shay, making their way up the stairs to the very top of the mega block where they found themselves. Judy was the first to go up. Sorry, no, Waits was the first to go up, making her way up the stairs and then finding herself faced with herself. The hungrier, primal version of herself. Judy also went up as Shay teased about perhaps having one of her very close loved ones there, Kane, her husband. She arrived only to find that was not the case, and is now stuck, powerless to do anything as she watches Waits fight herself. Judge Fremont also went up with the idea that she had had enough and was going to put an end to this madness. And perhaps was the one who managed to touch a nerve most with Shay in reaching out and trying to seek her out in the strange labyrinth that's half real and half in their minds. Judge Grease was the only one who didn't fall to Shay's trickery to some degree. The only one who's there without having a clouded mind made his way towards Judge Waits and let off a bullet. And I'm pretty sure we don't know which of the Waitses that hit yet. Talon went up to the medical center, hearing Shay's taunts, and very quickly realized that what she was seeing wasn't real, and is so far the only one to break the illusion entirely, or so we think. And Reinhold. Reinhold gave Shay an ultimatum. He could turn her brain into watermelon mush, or he could bring her a coffee, to which she accepted. They had a conversation before Shay completely lost it with what was going on with everybody else here. And that is where we begin tonight, as we find out who Grease shot. Did Grease shoot another judge? Or simply strange figments of somebody's imagination?
Yes.
It wouldn't be the first time shooting a judge.
No, it would not. So,
Can't prove nothing.
Not
Grease,
sure it'd be
you
the
make-
second time either.
You're gonna have to consult Judy's body cam.
Grease, you make your way into the room. You let off that shot aiming at Waits. Judy, you are powerless to do anything as you watch this happen and hear the shot ring out of the audio that you're watching, this screen that now makes up your entire vision. Grease, was there somebody you were aiming for in particular? Or were you just letting off a shot at the closest person?
So, one of them obviously. Well, sorry. One of my neighbors outside is deciding to lead on the horn. I'm firing at the Waits that obviously looks feral.
Okay, go ahead, and because you kind of rushed into the room hearing what was going on, just make me a logic perception test.
I like that you're aiming for the one that looks feral, but one of them has been singing You're So Vain, banging her head, and just got smacked in the face. So, I mean, which one of these is that? I don't know.
Also, Waits, as I believe, you also took a swing at doppelganger Waits. It was just you. I remember you telling me you were just throwing punches.
I told her to, if she was going to hit me harder. I remember saying that. But I don't think I'd swung back yet.
So, Grease, very, very quickly, go ahead, make me a logic and perception test.
Okay. For some reason, I can't find my character sheet. So give me a mo. And I will get that to you right here in a second. For some reason, I had it up, and now it's gone. My computer's been on the fritz all day.
You can tell me the thing about luck while I'm looking at this.
Oh, yes. So your luck points. If you haven't been decreasing luck as you've been spending it, then you're fine. So luck is a resource you can spend. But if you haven't been decreasing
not
it,
the dice.
So you, so you spend the dice.
Right. That's what I've been doing. Okay.
Okay,
you
that's
said
good.
re-roll.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so your luck refreshes, basically.
Aha.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm back to copy that.
Yeah.
All right.
Logic and perception.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out how to play this game, guys. It's only the last episode, but we're gonna by the
Yeah.
end of this, we're gonna know how to play Dredd. Pretty cool.
Okay, well, my logic is 3d6. But my perception, apparently, in this PDF is blank. So I'm just going to assume. I'm just going to roll 3d6. It's fine. It'll be fine. Let's see what it is. Boom. 11.
11. Okay. Go ahead, roll for your attack. So it's going to be agility plus pistols. I think it's pistols. Whichever one is your shooting skill.
Hitting with the 15.
Hitting with a 15. Let's see. That will hit through one of the Waits' armor. Go ahead, roll your damage.
And that's 2d6. Let's see. That's a whole 2.
It's a whole 2. So this is
Yes,
standard
a whole
execution. So 2d6 plus
Yep.
2.
Oh, so it's 4. Aha!
4. Waits, you hear a gunshot ring out. You don't see where it comes from because the other you is swinging down hard at you again. There's a splatter of blood. There is pain. Judy, you watch the strange screen that is now your eyes as you hear the gunshot. You see both Waitses recoil. But Waits, the pain is not a searing, blistering heat. The pain is instead the dull ache across the side of your face as another fist connects. Not quite as hard as it looked like it would, as the Waits in front of you stumbles forward, crying out. You have not been shot. The doppelganger in front of you took the brunt of the bullet.
I think Waits kind of wipes her mouth where she's been struck, and then she'll wipe her forehead where I imagine like a splatter of blood from the other Waitses, and she'll look at it. Does it look like real blood?
Yeah.
Is there anything there?
As far as you can see, there is blood. You can see it. You can smell it.
I think she then lets out like a primal, furious scream at the ceiling that's just Shay's name as she tries to summon the woman who has just created this madness. Could I do like an intimidation? Because I know that bitch is listening.
You can.
I'm not salty or anything.
Your wife has betrayed you.
We were gonna be friends, and now she's on dates with Reinhold, for fuck's sake. Alright, intimidation.
Yeah.
Is this charisma based?
Yes.
Alright, so that's 3d6 on me.
Judy, what do you do as you watch this happen? As for that split second, you don't know who's been shot.
So Judy is sort of trying and pushing with everything she has to get past this like frozen state that she's in. Now I did see that in the chat, Judy won the boon from the poll. Can I use this as like a Evangelion-esque trying to push past that AT field to just push past that frozen state to get back in control of my body?
You can. Tell us how you do it. Because at the minute, you can still move, but you've got no sense of space. The only thing that you can see is a scene playing out as if you're looking down from above on it. What do you use to push yourself free of that image as you hear the primal scream that Waits lets out at the ceiling, and you can see her eyes looking up, almost as if they're looking up at you as she lets out Shay's name in this deafening roar?
Oh, okay. So she focuses on the moment before all of this, when they were having that final confrontation with Kane's father, and Kane sacrificed himself, and there was nothing she could do to help, and she was useless as she just watched Kane die before she brought him back, and she focuses on that rage and that anger that she felt to just like force herself through it, like mentally just focuses on that, and just like sheer force of will, like not again.
You focus on this image and it plays back in your mind, and for a second it overtakes what you're seeing in that room as you watch this memory play out in fragments, and the anger burns within you. And when you almost shut your eyes at that moment that's almost too painful to remember, when you open them again, you're standing in that room, grass beneath your boots, strange sound of birdsong, but the image that you were seeing is gone.
All right. Okay. And then she just immediately tries to find an exit, a way to get out of here.
There is a door that you can see that's the other side of this room. It feels like it's further away than it looks. Everything about this place feels a little bit off, like it's in between something that is physically there and something that isn't quite there. But you can start making a break for that door.
Yeah, 100%. She's just gunning for it.
Cool. And wait, what did you get on your intimidation?
I believe I rolled a 13. Lucky 13! Terrifying 13.
You let out this scream, hoping it will attract attention. A scream echoes back, but you can't tell if it's your own or someone else. But you get the feeling that whatever that was, you were heard.
I would like to engage vampire senses and just go into like hunter mode. I want, predator vision. I want to stalk down the psychic in any way that Waits can. Just not even paying attention to anything else now. She's just incensed. There's blood in the air. She was screaming, "You're so vain." She hurts. She's done with people dying in front of her for no reason, because she knows that's not her that's on the floor, which means it's someone else, which is not cool, Shay. And so yeah, she's going hunter mode. Someone needs to die.
Okay, I need you and Grace to roll initiative now.
Okay.
For me. I need a pen so I can write down.
Windows, we don't need to do an update right now. Don't start with me today.
No Windows, no update. It's the finale.
It's the finale. Windows, not today. All right, initiative. Let me see. So it's 3, and then I've got trouble sense, so I get 4. Is intuition added, or is it just your initiative?
You can add intuition.
All right, so 6 dice for me. Wait, let me do it. Alright, I'm just gonna type it. 20 for me.
So Doppelganger weights has got 27. You.
Oh wait, no, I did too many dice. It's actually 18.
18? Are you sure?
Yes. I
In
should only
which
have rolled 5
case-
dice. So I just dropped the last dice I rolled, which was a 2.
Oh, okay. In which case I will do the same. So that actually puts me at 21. So you're at 18. And Greece?
12, I think I said.
12.
The initiative.
Cool. Okay. So the other weights, the primal vampiric weights, is going to go ahead and she's still going to swing at you, weights, because you're still right in front of her, and there is a sense that you are the target of this. So that is going to be where is your agility? Is 2 plus pistols so it's 4 dice. There's a 19 hits your ranged. Sorry, your melee defense, yeah?
Yes, I
Cool.
think so.
Okay.
Yes,
Just.
My melee defense
Oh.
is 17. So it's pretty close.
Oh, I rolled the wrong d6 then. You take 3 points of damage as another fist connects with you. This time the other side. It feels weakened though. That gunshot definitely did something. We're back onto you as the fist connects. The figure is pushing you further and further back towards the wall behind you. And you can now
Okay.
see over the shoulder, Grease in the doorway, gun raised.
Is there any way I can like grab onto the arm as if I'm gonna like do an attack, but then just like yank it and push it to off balance attacking weights so I can kind of step past and just move through without having to actually grapple or
Ooh.
fight? Some sort of like
I like
trick
it.
maneuver.
Let's have a contested agility roll then. So agility plus. I will let you use running for this if you want.
Okay. 2, 2.
So
I'm gonna throw in a luck dice to give me 5 dice to roll.
Okay, so I rolled. Yeah, I
Rolled
rolled a
seven.
lot of ones. You rolled a lot of
You
4s and
did.
5s. You manage it. You grab the arm and you go as if you're going to twist. So you see the other weights position themselves to try and counteract that, which is just enough for you to catch her by surprise, shoving her forward after pulling her back, setting her off balance. She doesn't tumble over because, like you, she is pretty agile. But it does clear the way for you to step past, which you do.
And then I imagine she just kicks into running. She's just moving and she's trying to like think. She's almost trying to engage like her psychic ability. She has no psychic ability, but it's at that point where she's in like that mode of I need to find the prey now. That problem is aside. Focus is 100% on Shay.
Okay, you run forward, and you're now coming like head on with Grease, whose turn it is next. You can see another Waits, this one covered in blood, not the one that you shot, looking slightly crazed, but not quite as much as the one that you put a bullet in. What are you doing?
Halt in the name of the law, or I'm gonna shoot you with this gun. Don't think I won't. I've done it before. Don't fuck with me. You stop.
I'm not here for you, Grease, and if you shoot me, I'll put you in ISO for as long as your chimpy fingers can count.
You can't put me in ISO if you're dead.
You can't shoot me if you're dead. Move.
No. You're just gonna run off. You go get yourself hurt. Come on. You're smarter than this. This is exactly what she wants you to do.
Maybe that's the trick. Maybe it's time we do what she wants us to do.
Oh yeah, no, because that's exactly what she wants us to do. Is what she wants us to do because she's already planned that if we do what she wants us to do, she'll have us in a trap. And if she has us in a trap, and we've done
Green,
everything she
shoot me
wants
or
to do,
move. I can't take it anymore.
okay. And he fires at Waits.
Are you actually aiming to hit her?
It's more like he's using the gun while he talks with his hands, and he's just kind of like moving it back and forth, and all he hears
Just
Grease
goes off.
shoot me, and he's like, okay.
Roll me a d4.
Okay.
Oh,
On odds, you don't shoot weights. On evens, you do.
Okay. That is a 3.
That is a 3. Weights, you hear the gun go off, and luckily your reflexes are just fast enough. You step out of the way, you think the gun is pointing in, and another shot rings out at the back of the room.
I imagine she just like hits the ground and is like staring at him like a cat who's just been startled. Like, what the fuck did you just do?
Great. Do you do anything else with your turn?
He tries to like make it look like he meant to do that. What did I say? I said I was gonna shoot you? Yeah, that's right. That's big old Grease. Now we're gonna play Grease game. And we're not gonna do what she wants us to do, because then when we do what she wants us to do, she does what she wants to do because we knew, and she has a
Virginia,
plan.
when it's my
Okay?
go, I'd like to sweep the leg.
Your go is straight after your doppelganger's go, who is next. She comes up behind you, having now caught up with this conversation that you've been having with Grease in that progression towards him. And waits, she grabs you by the back of the collar and the back of your judge uniform, just where the jacket meets the tops of your trousers. And she pulls you back slightly and literally tries to barrel you into Grease. So that is 3.
We're rolling.
And we're gonna go none of those, but you do. She also does have some luck.
We didn't contested strength or
What is,
agility.
This
Or
is
is this
gonna
just
be.
an attack roll?
I'm gonna make this an attack roll because she does have a slight edge because she is what she is. But 11, is that enough to hit your melee defense?
No.
No. So you feel the tug, and she throws to push you forwards. It's just as you're getting up, but you manage to catch yourself not barreling into Grease. You're slightly awkwardly closer to him than perhaps you would have liked to be, but she hasn't succeeded in literally throwing you into him. It is now your turn, Waits.
Can I just judo throw her over my shoulder as she's come barreling in? Can I just grab her, just throw her over my shoulder?
Go ahead and make a strength
Part
attack.
of Okay. Okay, strength 3. I don't
I'll let you
think...
use law here. This is something you
Okay.
probably would have been trained to do.
And I am the law. Alright, so that's 4.
Ugh.
16. That is not enough to hit your melee defense, right?
No. Missed by
So
1.
you go to grab, and you do manage to get her. You just don't manage to throw her over you. She pulls away and loses balance and ends up kind of tossed to the side, but it's not quite what you'd hoped for. Is there anything else that you want to do with your turn?
Do I get 2 attack actions or do I only get 1? I don't
You
remember.
can make 2 attacks.
Can I just shoot her? I'm over
Yes.
it now. I mean, ideally, I'd want to flick it to stun, but I don't really remember what my gun's set to, and I don't think I have time to be messing around with settings. Okay. Just like shoot in the leg, I think, would be the goal.
Okay, so you're not going for a
Not-
kill shot.
No. Waits could, but she's not going to. She's just gonna she's aiming to disable. She's very annoyed though. So that's an agility pistol shot. So 2, 2, 4. 4 total. I'll use my last luck because I'm really done with her. No, weights.
10.
Bad weights.
Yes. 10 is your range defense. So that does hit. You fire the shot off, and just as the doppelganger is getting up, you let the shot off. It hits her in the leg, and she crumples back down to the floor again as you've clearly shattered something between the ankle and the knee. Strangely enough, though, it's almost haunting to watch as the other you doesn't really scream out in pain. There's just a grunt. As you can see, the calculating eyes trying to figure out what to do next. Grease.
A little help, Judge.
It's on you.
Okay. I don't know which one of you is the real one. So, who do I shoot? Which one of you wants to die?
This conversation makes me want to die.
Okay, that's the real one. And he shoots the opposite one.
Go ahead, make that attack roll. Just as the doppelganger is twisting round, trying to get the weight onto the other leg in an attempt to get back up again.
That's a 24.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. Go ahead, roll for your damage.
That's a 6.
Yeah, that'll hurt. You fire off the shot, catching probably in the other leg or center body mass. Either way, it knocks the doppelganger back to the floor. Just at this moment, Judy, you've made it to the door. You throw it open, and you hear a gunshot, clear as day, right in front of you. Looking into another room with door open directly opposite yours, there is a small chimp. There is a bloodied-looking woman that you recognize as Waits, and just around the doorframe where you have an angle, there is another Waits, covered in blood, bleeding, attempting to get back up. This is what you've been seeing. But
Okay.
you have had no idea what has happened since you broke out of that.
No. And they're in like the doorway, right? So there's not a lot of maneuverability.
Yeah.
Okay, so Judy is not a complete idiot. She's not the smartest, but she's not a total dum-dum. And she did see the initial confrontation start. So she has her gun out and ready, her lawgiver ready. She's got, what does she have on? She's got armor piercing ready. She'll have done it. And she's waiting for clearly the feral vampire Waits to get up. So she can just blast around into him if she, is aggressive towards other Waits.
Okay. Go ahead, just roll your self-initiative so I can add you in here.
Okie dokie. 17.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's a lot of twos.
Okay, so you go after Waits, but just for a second, as you're now assessing the scene in front of you, Waits, as you look up from behind Grease's shoulder, you see the towering form of Judy in the doorway behind. We're going to switch over to you, Reinhold. As you were sat in your bathrobe and boxers, the coffee cup shattered to the floor as Shay is backed up against the wall, clutching at the side of her head, screaming.
And her phone rings. You spilt my coffee. I know it hurts, Shay, but you gotta hear me. You've already won. You've tipped the dominoes over. You've shattered confidence in the judges. You've given the institution a swift kick right to the testicles. Enjoy it. Enjoy it for 10 minutes. Go 10 minutes without hurting somebody. Okay?
And you see she clutches. It's not so much as she's covering her ears. It's almost just like she's willing herself to be somewhere other than this moment in that look. And she's like, no, 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 no. No, they're not supposed to get out of the rooms. They've got to go. They've got to go. I would have let them go, but they had to get out of the rooms. And there is an anger that is coming forth now. And she looks up at you. She's like, I can't stop this, Reinhold. It's gone too far. I have to follow through now. I have to follow through now.
And you're who's telling you that you have to? Well, who is giving that instruction?
They're already out. See, you had me thinking that maybe there was something in what you said, but now it's too late. Now they're coming for me, and if they come for me,
Who's
then
coming for you? What?
The clever one.
Who's?
The clever one and the quick one and the strong one. They're all coming. They're out. They're out. Oh, I could have maybe before if I could have let them, but now if they come for me, then it will just look like a success. I can't have it look like a success, Reinhold. I can't. I'll stop, I promise. After this, once I've made my point, then I'll stop. Then maybe you're right. Then maybe I will enjoy what I've already done. But it's too far now.
The clever one and the quick one and Sneezy and Dopey, they're judges? We're talking about judges here.
One of them's coming to find me. The other one's trying to find me. And the other one will want to kill me. I'm sorry, Reinhold. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's gone too far now. It's gone too far. See, you brought me coffee, but they didn't. No. And she starts just talking to herself. She's just devolving into this. And you get a sense with the psychic abilities that you have that something has changed. In the few minutes between the conversation you were having and this moment that she seems to have completely broken down, something has changed. Something happened that you were not aware of in this room that has just snapped her like that.
Well, you got to go down and get the close-up. I mean, he rushes towards her and takes the knee and does the whole face in the hands bit. You know, you got to get in tight, and you got to go where are you? What do you mean? Why can't we just go? If they can't find you, if we just go away, leave Freedom Falls. Does she even look like she's registering this in her eyes? Like, is she with me?
She's looking at you. She's tracking the movements of your eyes. You get the sense that she can hear you, but how much you're getting through, you don't know. If you'd like to make a test to try and see whether or not you can get into her mind.
Yeah. Oh, are you? Yeah. Okay. So I just want to roll.
She's tracking your movement, but you get the sense that she is somewhere else right now.
Can you just do a vanilla telepath roll? Like
I'll let you.
Telepath?
Sure, I'll let you roll Psi plus telepath.
Seems like the sort of thing, even though there's not like a specific skill. Ooh.
10, 14, 17. There is a brief moment where as you say this, and it's the words, "We can leave." It's the moment you say the words, "We can leave," that you see and you sense the focus in her mind on you again.
That's right. Do you copy that?
No. They're gonna come, Reinhold, and I have to finish what I've started because otherwise they won't stop coming.
Well, they're gonna have to catch me first. So here we go, and I'm going to attempt to lift her up over my shoulder, and you got the and pick her up.
And in that moment, as she says it, you notice she's gone again almost immediately afterwards. She's somewhere else. But she's not hostile towards you. That sense has passed in the time that you've been here. And while she's somewhere else, you're quite easily able to pick her up. She's too far receded somewhere in her mind for her to be able to consciously realize what's happening in this moment. You get the feeling she is somewhere else in this strange mental palace she has built here that sits between reality and her mind. What do you do?
She
Have her over
feels
your
real. She feels real in my arms, though, right? Like she has heft, and I don't have any questions about. Do I have any questions about the reality of the room and the space and her actual form in my arm?
The space? Yes. There's always been something off about this space. It's very convenient. And that's the thing you've always felt whenever you've been here, that every room you've been in is convenient. The room is real, but the space within it is not necessarily so. But she feels real. There is no
Okay.
difference in when you try to get through to her mind like there would be if she was somewhere else. She feels
Alright.
like flesh and bone.
I want to telepathic message Fremont, who doesn't get to respond. I just send it to intelligent creatures with whom I have spent time.
Mhm.
And I guess I just go one by one and tell everybody, like, I have Shay. She has been compromised, but is in shock, and I'm on my way out. Of where, I am not 100% sure. But she is being pursued, and you are going to have at least 3 judges inbound at any time.
Reinhold, just make me a logic test.
Okay, so that's...
As you say this mentally to your fellow judges,
7.
it dawns on you as you say this. 3 judges. 3 judges that you know also left. You realize that the people Shay is talking about are the people you are currently contacting. The 3 people that you know made their way up here as well.
So you got to have that the big zoom in, where it hits him, that this had not occurred to him, and then like immediately messages everybody, really specifically Fremont, Judy, and Waits, and like, stand down, repeat. She is pacified. I think I can reason with her. This is not over. Stand down. I am coming back to the refuge with Shay in tow.
You hear all of this, unable to respond to Reinhold, but you hear the message. He has Shay. He wants you to stand down. He thinks he can talk her round. But I want to see what's going on with Talon. You managed to see past the illusion, to concentrate long enough to see the medical center doors. What are you doing right now?
Did she actually shatter the doors going through them? Is there broken glass?
No. The longer that you stood and concentrated on that, for the amount of time that's passed, as you smoke the cigarette and within the smoke you can actually see what's there, there is no broken glass. The shattering of the doors was an illusion. Just as you suspected.
So Judge Talon's actually going to start chain smoking at this point. Everybody else has been drawn away. This is a ruse. As soon as she realizes that, she's running fast as she can back down to the refuge.
Okay.
This is not
You
good.
run. You get there. You make your way in. You can hear Karis in the other room. Her mother. Tetley comes padding out as if sensing that something isn't quite right, comes up to you, sits in front of your feet and tilts his head, as if questioning why you're slightly out of breath, why you look panicked, What do you do now that you're here?
Open up the armory, pull out every weapon that I possibly can. I mean, there are now multiple knives, multiple weapons. Fills up as many of her chemical bombs as she can into glass jars. Bars the back door of the refuge. Locks the front door so that only the judges can open it. She set a keypad to open to thumbprint. She and Grace took off from a lawgiver, and the judges have to put a thumbprint on there in order for that door to open. And she's sitting in the hallway where she can see both doors
Okay.
and in waiting.
And while you're doing this, Karis pokes her head out of the bunk room. Talon, what's
Yeah,
happening?
Well, there is a former judge who is a lot has abilities like you do, and Judge Reinhold and Judge Fremont. She was special, but she's broken and she's hurt, and it's made her angry at people who aren't broken, and she
Then-
wants to hurt them.
But if she's broken, why can't we fix her?
Maybe she can be fixed, but right
And-
now I don't know, because she won't let us help her. All she
But
wants
isn't
to
that
do
the-
is hurt.
Isn't that because she's broken? And she kind of looks confused at the weapon that you're carrying in your arm, as you can see the childlike naivety in her thinking as she studies you with questioning eyes.
Sometimes when they're so broken, you have to stop them before you can help them.
Maybe they should put that in one of the books that Waits lends me, because there isn't anything about that in there that I've read. She just kind of
No.
looks confused.
No, there's not. The books like to think that the law is black and white, but the law is gray. And they don't put the gray in the books. You have to learn the gray.
And she looks at you like she doesn't quite understand, but she hears what you're saying, and you can see her trying to figure out what it means in the back of her mind, trying to process it the same way that you watch children process something that they don't quite get, but they know there's something in it. And she just kind of nods, and still looking confused and questioning, kind of turns back around and goes back into the bunk room.
And
you prepare?
I send Tetley in to stay with it and tell Tetley his job is to guard her specifically, to protect her at all costs.
He gives you a little dog snuffle and goes in.
Carry on, Judge.
And so you prepare and you wait. Judge Fremont, you were trying to make your way down that impossibly long corridor as you reached out and sensed a source of Shay's power.
Mhm.
You've been walking down this corridor. Somewhere in the distance, gunshots, maybe? But it's impossibly long. It's like it stretches. And as soon as you get to the point where you can just see the door at the other end, it's further away the moment that you blink. What are you doing?
She kind of takes the hint with this corridor. She stops and then just sits on the floor in her general meditation form. And she gets, I guess around this time, maybe this is when she gets that message from Judge Reinhold. And as she still has that little bit of connection to Shay, where I felt her was that where Judge Reinhold was.
You take a moment as you sit down and you see the door at the other end before you close your eyes to think of this. The sense of where Reinhold is not the same sense that you got where you felt Shay. What you felt from Shay was that power, the psychic power, and it doesn't feel the same as where Reinhold is. The end of that corridor gives you such a strong feeling of psychic power, which is what you thought you were picking up with Shay. But you know in your mind where Reinhold is and where this feeling is coming from, they are vastly different places. But there is something powerful at the end of this corridor.
All right, I am going to send a telepathic message back to Reinhold and just connect that feeling to him.
Reinhold, you feel Fremont's presence in your mind. And the feeling that you get across is a feeling of distance. A feeling that you can resonate with as you have Shay over your shoulder. You get the feeling of you, and then you get the feeling of power, psychic power, but not in the same place.
This is the origin of it. Power. I don't think you have what you think you have. I think what you need to do, what everyone needs to do, is here. I'll wait here for you.
However, Reinhold, you do still feel the flesh and blood of the woman you have over your shoulder.
Yeah. Well, convinced of her existence, on a message back, like, I'm not 100% sure where I am right now. And where are you wanting me to go?
The feeling that you get from that power, from what Fremont is showing you, you remember the corridor, the never-ending long corridor.
See, I think that's a trap. We got to get her back to the base. And we got to go through her mind like a filing cabinet and straighten it out. And he's trying to get this across, as he's like, because what, I'm going down halls, I'd like to, I'd like to think he's trying to escape.
You come out of the tea room, so it were, making your way down halls, and you get a sense of familiarity. Like Shay said, you've been here before. You could have come here whenever you wanted. Your subconscious knew the way. And the less you think about where you're going, the more you start to recognize where you are. The more it starts to feel like you're making your way towards an exit. So the question is, Reinhold, despite what your fellow judges have said, do you make your way out and towards the refuge?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
You eventually find the door that you came in through. You know it to be that way. You weren't really thinking about how to get there, you just did. And you exit. You begin to descend the stairs, down and down, further and further, retracing your steps back to the refuge. Fremont, the feeling that you had from being in the back of Reinhold's mind is gone. And you are still sat on the cold floor of this corridor with the grey walls. The immense sense of power is still ahead of you.
Well, I guess I'm on my own. And then she'll stand up. But this time she's going to just close her eyes, get the feeling that she gets, the breathing that she does in her like sensory deprivation quarters, and try to block out any sort of visual stimuli and just walk toward it.
And so you close your eyes and you walk. You keep walking. And it's hard not to allow even your psychic abilities to give you a sense of space that you can then visualize in your mind's eye, but you shut it off. You keep walking. You don't know why, but you feel the need to outstretch your hand, and as you do, you catch the cold metal of a door handle. When you open your eyes, you are stood at the door. Behind you, the corridor is so impossibly long you can't see to the other end of it, but you are at the door.
Well, I'm here. No sense in wasting opportunity. And I'll open it.
You push down the silver handle. You open the door. We're going to jump back over to Judy, Grease, and Waits. The figure on the floor, Judy, you can see is the eyes are trying to find something in the room, some hint of what to do next. But at the top of the round, it is the doppelganger. You watch as its eyes flick to you, and then Grease, and then Waits. Waits, you have your gun out, right? Doppelganger gets up and is going to attempt to take the gun from you. It kind of sloppily staggers towards you as it's clearly got the bones in one leg shattered. So let's go ahead and make opposing... I'm going to say strength for this one. And you can add your pistol skill as well.
So I got 2 from pistols, 3 from strength.
So you beat a 22.
Alright. An 18. That's totally higher than a 22.
The doppelganger comes towards you, and you're almost not expecting the speed. And there's a bit in the back of your mind that says, of course, I would get up and just push through it, because you've done it before. You see the doppelganger push through what you can only imagine must be pain of the injuries that she suffered, and catches you off guard, flips the lawgiver out of your hand. For a moment, there's the relief. The lawgiver only works for you. She is you. As she fires it up, her eyes flick behind you, Grease, and Judy, who sees you with the gun out. And that's who she goes for. So it's gonna be.
I'm pretty sure the last time I fired that gun it had explosive rounds, but it depends if Virginia let me set it to stun or not when I shot her in the leg.
You shattered the bone, so I'd assume it would be standard execution. Like,
Sounds
I don't know.
solid.
I feel like there must be a safety feature built in. You know, like when your computer goes to sleep, the gun just kind of switches back.
To standard mode.
Otherwise I imagine there'd be some terrible accidents where you completely forgotten to change it. So agility plus pistols.
Is she taking aim?
No, because she doesn't have enough actions
She
to
had to
do
hit
that
the gun, yeah.
unless she has an ability that allows her to do that without taking an action.
No, but just be glad she can't take aim, because that would be real bad.
Yeah. I am going to use a luck die, though. Does 16 hit your ranged defense, Judy?
It does.
It does. On the upside, it's only standard execution, so... it's going to be 12 points before soak.
12. Okay, yep.
As you watch the gun move from Waits to you over the shoulder, and as soon as the shot is fired...
An additional 1d6, Virginia. She's got Deadly Strike.
Oh.
Which doesn't require the aim action.
That's another 3.
I'm sorry, Judy!
That's fine.
And you watch as soon as the shot's fired at you, the gun goes back to Waits, and it's between Waits and Grease. But she keeps her eyes flicking back towards you. This is a very Judge Waits thing. She saw the biggest threat out of the three of you and took her shot, and is now carefully calculating who is next. And speaking of who is next, Waits, it is the real you taking a turn.
Right, so for my first action, I want to get my hands around her tiny little throat, and for my second action, I want to rip her throat out, okay? This is my steps. These are my steps to my process. I want to roadhouse her.
Okay. How are you ripping her throat out?
With my bare hands.
Okay.
But you're a vampire. You only have vampire hands.
With my vampire hands. Thank you, Zippy. I should have thought about that.
For the drama, I will give you an extra dice if you attempt to rip it out with your teeth. Vampire style.
I mean, it's pretty monstrous, but I'll take it for an extra dice. I'll do it for the dice.
Go for it.
Alright, so what would you like me to roll?
Go ahead. Make me a... I'm going to say this is going to be strength. Because it's like literally grabbing onto her and just eviscerating
pulling.
her.
Yeah. This is slowing Waits down in her hump for Shay. She vaguely remembers Reinhold in the back of her head, but Reinhold's crazy. Sorry, so you say strength?
Strength, yeah.
Plus... None of this stuff is going to help.
I will let you use running purely because this is about how swiftly you do this. Because I imagine this is like an instinctual reaction to rage. It's just swift and quick.
Yeah, she's probably moving. She's probably already moving. 2, and plus the extra one you gave me is 5. Come on, Waits. That was 6s. I saw 6s. 20.
Yeah. You rush forward, lightning speed, quicker than she can move with the shattered bone in her leg. And you tell me what you do.
So I think she sees the shot go to Judy, and other Waits turns, like sizing it up, and Waits is kind of sprung up and leaping towards her and just running through the air, grabs her, smashes her, and grabs her throat with her mouth and just pulls and keeps the momentum going and just brings the throat with her. Don't need this anymore.
You almost push her up into the air with how hard you barrel into her. And mid-air, you manage to get your hands around her throat. You both slam to the floor. There's a roll, but at the end of it, you can taste, oddly enough, your own blood in your mouth. As you look up, you can see Judy in the doorway. Grease is there. The doppelganger flails around for a few moments more before she's still. Grease, Judy, what are you doing? You're out of initiative now.
So, give me a second there to heart eyes, unheart eyes. But Judy immediately sees the threat is done, so she holsters her lawgiver and is kind of like, "Fuck! What happened there? Who is that?"
I don't know, but they're dead now, and like any good dead body, you loot it, and when you loot it, you find information, like a wallet, and within the wallet, you have identification, and he says this as he's like patting down the fake Waits.
I want to snatch back up my gun.
You can do that
And
quite
holster
easily.
it. And I think she's chanting the regulation to herself about judges losing their firearms, and if a firearm is removed from a judge, just trying to get back to Waits, although she's still really angry and she still really wants to go and find Shay and do the same thing.
There is the also awkward conundrum of what if you lose your firearm to technically yourself? Which I'm sure somewhere you make a note of to look up in something. Grease, as you pat down the body, you don't find anything other than the standard judge uniform that's drenched in blood.
Okay, well that's awkward because this is 100% real facsimile.
Clone.
If she can do this, does that mean she can do that for all of us? And if that's the case, does she have one of me? And is it cuter and more charming than I am? And if so, we need to put it down. And if it's the size of a gorilla, I want my money back.
Shay had access to R&D. Or knows someone who did.
Okay, so
Shay is
she-
here. Reinhold has Shay. Where would Reinhold go?
Oh, upstairs. I was following him before I decided to help you. To be honest, I should have just stuck with him. Because now I'm wondering how many clones of us are there out there.
I'm sure you can adapt a piece of technology to tell you who is a clone and who is a original. Think about it. Judy, what do
Well-
we do?
What do you mean, what do we do? Like, I know what we're gonna do. Find Shay, blow her fucking face off.
I agree with this plan. It
Did
is in
you all
keeping with the
hear-
law.
Did you hear Reinhold saying, stop, don't, she's pacified? Does that not sound like somebody who's compromised?
Compromised. Reinhold was weak to Shay's persuasive powers.
All right. So we find them, and if needs be, we put them both down.
Reinhold may have been working for her all along. He did want to avoid conflict.
He was always, wasn't he, right? We go home, I go back and watch my shows. Like, it's gonna suck to put down one of my biggest fans. But I will do that for the city.
The clinic was a good access point for other weakened judges. It was a logical place to plant a mole.
Whoa, now she's got super genetically altered moles. What's next? Hyper intelligent mice?
You're now being ridiculous, Grace. You've been watching too many movies.
Never been accused of that, but okay.
You told me about Spider-Man. It made no
Whoa. Whoa. I told you about Spider Monkey Man. Okay?
sense. My apologies.
We don't talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man was that old comic that was oppressive about this weird kid who needs to learn about great power and responsibility. Spider Monkey Man, on the other hand, is about a chimp who gains the abilities of a spider and a man.
Was
That
a
sounds
true coming
great.
of age story.
True coming of age.
Needed at least 6 more origin stories.
As you have this conversation while standing over the doppelganger waits, Fremont, you've opened the door, and the sight that greets you is horrifying. In this room, there are 3 beds. To each and every single bed, there is somebody that you recognize. 3 judges from the file. Each one of the ones that was supposedly missing. Each one staring up at the ceiling with blank eyes. But the sense of psychic power in here is huge.
Uh-oh. How are they being... They're on beds.
They're not strapped
There's
down,
nothing.
they're just lying there.
Ooh. And these are the 3 of the judges that were missing.
But there is a strong ebb in this room of psychic energy.
Okay. She is going to put her hand over the closest one and just telepathically speak. It's like, are you there?
You place your hand over, and you can see the eyes. They don't move. They just keep staring.
Mm-hmm.
You ask, "Are you there?" And as you peer into the mind, it feels like touching an electrical cable. There's a short, sharp shock in your mind as psychic energy that was ebbing through this individual's mind suddenly leaps to yours, like an electrical wire being grounded and having its flow interrupted.
Mm.
You get no sense of a personality beyond the strange ebb of psychic energy. Reinhold, at the same time as you are making your way down the stairs, there is a moment that you feel Shay jolt in your arms, like somebody who has just been shocked just for a second as she goes stiff and her muscles relax again. And she's mumbling to herself as she has been the whole way down, completely unaware of this, and her mind is somewhere else. Fremont, as you hold that concentration for a second, you get a flash, the sound of something mixed in within the psychic energy. Mumbling, no, I've gone too far, they have to go. They're going to come looking, and I have to finish what I started. Kind of within this electrical, like, psychic energy that you can feel. Before you can start to feel it rise again, as if when you touched it, it dissipated something.
Mm-hmm. Now that I felt that, I am going to metaphorically just grab onto it with both hands. And just like embrace it. I want to know what's going on with this.
Okay, go ahead. Make me a will test, please.
Okay.
If you've got anything like concentration or telepathy,
Okay.
as a skill, that would be useful.
Concentration. Will save. 36. All right, so I have 5d6, and I'm going to put a point of luck into that one.
Okay.
All right, I'll roll the 5. And then this is the luck. 20.
So 20. You focus again, and you can feel, the only way that you can probably describe it is like an electrical current, like a circuit. You get the sense it's running through all three of these minds, amplifying whatever goes through. You reach out mentally and grab it with both hands, and you feel it surge through you. It's like an electrical shock running through your body. More psychic energy than one mind, let alone 3, should contain. And you can feel it start to eat away at your own in places. You try to keep them separate, and it works for now, but as you hold on to this, you can feel Shay. You can feel that through this, she is reaching out, she is controlling the aspects of things. You reach out and you feel something dying, something dead, something bleeding out somewhere on a cold floor. You reach out and you can feel a room with tables and chairs and hot drinks slowly collapsing in on itself as it disappears from this ebb of psychic energy. You can feel the corridor as it can no longer keep up this long sense of distance as it shortens. You can feel somewhere, as if in the back of your mind, 3 people are talking, pacing around a room. 3 voices that you think you recognize, but they're lost in this flow of psychic energy. And then you feel it, the dip, as you are grounding this to something. interrupting the flow that is set up, the slowing. It's still coming in quickly and it slows as it hits you, and not enough is passing out the other side. Grease, Judy waits. The room you're in, the lights begin to flicker. They flicker off for a second, and when they flicker back on, you're all standing much closer together. These walls are concrete. They show signs of burning. Blackened soot marks all the way up the walls, no longer the pristine grey walls that you saw before. The body on the floor is gone. The blood that you were covered in is gone. The floor is bare concrete instead of the plush white tile that was in here before. The lights flicker again, and suddenly the room is bigger and you're further apart and you can see the doppelganger, and as the lights flicker and flash, you catch glimpses of both rooms that you're apparently standing in. Then you get the odd feeling that you're sinking. The floor itself warps. And as you pull a foot up, it feels like you're standing in quicksand as you feel the floor begin to cave. And you can't tell if this sensation is real. You can't tell if it's part of the room with the white tiled floor or the small room with the burnt sooty walls.
It's not real. None of it's real. It's all Shay. It's what she does.
Okay, well, I had enough of this psychic. When I find her, I'm gonna vivisect her brain with this gun.
Oh, that's
You need
the great
to-
hunt. I'm with you.
Evenly distribute your weight, or you will sink.
And you can feel yourselves sinking slowly. The further you sink, the harder it is to pull back up as the room switches, and it's dizzying for that moment. But the door is in the same place. Does anyone try not to sink?
I think Waits is just going into like by the book mode, which is lie flat on your stomach so that you don't sink straight down, and she will try and crawl towards that door.
You lie flat on your stomach, and in the process of getting down, you feel your foot sink in, but you right yourself. And it's still horrible as the bottom half of your body still sags slightly into that quicksand as you move. And just the feeling of it sucking down, this horrible compression on the edges of your chest. But you do start crawling your way towards the door. Judy, Grease, what do you do?
Obviously, Waits knows what to do, so I'm going to follow Waits' lead.
You get down on the floor and you experience the same thing, the strange feeling of the floor sinking beneath you, but being stretched out, you distribute the weight well enough. You can feel this should be concrete that almost just feels liquidy around you, getting in to the fur and the hair across your arms. Judy, what do you do?
Judy is. She's a stubborn dickhead, so I think she just goes, "It isn't fucking real," and she doesn't copy Weights and Grease. She's just, "This isn't real," and I think she's calling out, be like, "Come on, Shay, you're better than this."
I need you to make me a strength test. With, if you have anything like survival.
I've got hardy, fortitude.
Go with hardy, but you are going to have a penalty dice of 1.
Okay. 17.
17.
It's the same as I rolled last time. What the fuck?
I assume you start to make your way to the door along with everyone else.
Yeah.
As you do, you feel yourself sinking. It's not quite so bad, but it does get harder and harder as you make each step, to the point where you're almost at your knees, having to kind of drag your foot up and drag it through this horrible quicksand-like concrete, and the compression feeling of being sucked downwards. It's getting harder to walk. Despite the fact you keep saying it's not real, it feels real. Go ahead and make me an endurance test, please.
Okay.
This is just going to be straight endurance unless you've got an endurance skill that will be appropriate.
Fortitude? That's like I
Not quite here.
No, okay. It was worth a shot. Okay. 7.
You start making your way towards the door. It's not real, you tell yourself. It's not real. You watch as Waits makes it to the doorway, into the corridor. You watch as Grease does the same. And as you get to the doorway, there's a horrible sucking feeling beneath you. As you try to pull one leg up, the other one sinks in further. So you try to pull that one up, and before you know it, it's up to your waist. There's concrete.
It wasn't real. They can change what is real.
Okay.
And Wade's is gonna look around for something, like a rope. Do we have like a cool utility belt that has like a little thing with a claw on the end that I could just claw into Judy? Like a grappling hook extension? Am I Batman now? Can I be Batman?
You have a day stick,
Need to launch the grapnel.
but no grapple, unfortunately.
Alright, yeah, she'll like flick out that day stick and like hold it out, anchoring herself on the door, just spread it as far as she can.
What do you do, Judy?
She'll take it. I mean, at this point, she's gonna take it.
It's difficult, Judy, because the more you move now, the more you sink. So wait, you're going to have to try and pull Judy out. Grease, what are you doing? You've made it into the door, into the hallway where the floor seems stable.
Okay. Well, I guess, do you need help there, Waits? You kind of just...
It would be ideal if you could pull me from that side.
Oh, okay. Just don't hit me.
She's like...
He bends down and starts tugging at her.
So you grab onto the back of Waits' uniform, tugging at Waits as Waits, you try to tug at Judy. Waits, go ahead, make me a strength test, please. I'll let you use clubs here because it sounds fun. And I will give you a bonus dice for Grease pulling backwards on you as well.
That's 3, 4, 5 total. Rolling 5d6 is a lot tonight. I like it. I love a good handful of d6s. That's a bad handful of d6s, however, 10.
Could have been better.
Susie, do you have do you know how much stuff Judy is currently carrying?
She has her lawgiver. She's wearing her armor. She has her day stick, her boot knife. But that's it, really.
What I imagine
foolish
might
people.
have happened to Virginia is like the foot is slipping across the quicksandy surface, right? There's like nothing there. Even on a concrete surface that's slippy.
How tall is Judy?
Judy, I think she's like 6'5" or something. She's a big lady.
Fucking tall.
You
Waits is not.
you grab onto the day stick and Waits you pull, and Judy, you can kind of feel yourself being tugged upwards, and you try to kind of lean forward to get yourself flat, to try and make it easier, to try and grasp for the edge of this doorway into the corridor, and Waits, you can feel yourself slipping. The corridor floor out here is solid, but you have to lean in and really pull back, and in doing so you can feel the heel of your boot slipping across that tiled floor. Grease, go ahead, make me a strength check, please.
Oh, that's gonna be bad.
As you can feel
Straight.
weight slipping forward as you try to pull her back, and Judy's weight with it too.
Oh, that's a 4.
Grease, you lose all purchase that you have on the back of Waits' jacket as she slips
I'd like a
forward. And you slip. and you let go and waits. You go tumbling forward as well towards Judy, not quite in the quicksand, but you've got the edge of the door frame now catching yourself. But it does mean that you're no longer pulling Judy up.
I think Judy feels this like different distribution of wealth. Wealth. Wow, very communist of me there. Weight. And feels that she's probably going to pull Waits in more than Waits pulls her out. So Judy's going to let go of the day stick, and she shouts at both Waits and Grease to just go and leave her. Stop Shay. Stop this from happening. I'll sort myself out. Go.
You let go of the day stick, and you can feel yourself sinking further, Judy.
Mm-hmm. And I pull my little body cam off my chest and put it in front of my face. And I'm going to wait until these go before I do my little last message.
Judy, try and put your torso on top of the surface and crawl out.
I got it. Go.
And Waits is
Get
going
this
to anchor
done.
her day stick into the oatmeal as a like a point for her to pull against. And then she'll kind of crawl back out.
What is everyone doing?
We need to kill the psychics before they kill all of us.
Right.
Not
Okay,
you, Fremont.
So,
All of them.
Still,
okay, so we're
maybe.
not
Who
killing
knows?
all of the
You're cool.
psychics. Ugh. Okay, we'll just kill Shay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot her. And that is as far as I got with that point.
I'm gonna suddenly remember about my comms, and I'm gonna tap in and call for Talon. Like, Talon, report.
In the refuge, secured. Keypads activated. How are you?
Alive. Be wary. And she's nervous to say too much, knowing that there are a lot of ears and eyes and minds and warped realities around here.
Could use a few more smokes. Getting low.
Good to know. We'll go via the arcade.
Grease.
Fremont?
Yeah.
Do I hear that?
You do hear that, Fremont.
Okay. You just hear through like gritted teeth. It's like, I found her. She's here. And we have a problem.
As you talk to Waits, Fremont, as you're still trying to focus in on this strange psychic flow, you see a room where the floor is sinking and Judy is up to her neck in what looks like concrete. You can feel where you are in relation to them, a corridor or two away. They're close. But things are wrong. You see the room flicker between the nice grey walls of the tile floor and this concrete burned out husk of a room that's about half the size. The lights flicker on and off as you slow the ebb of that psychic energy even more.
Shay, so this is what you are now. Oh, this is something. Oh, they should have called in an exorcist squad instead. These poor people. Like some parasite. No wonder you can't stop anything.
Grease waits. Do you leave Judy?
Yep.
Where do you go?
Yeah.
Wait. I have my gun back, right?
Yeah.
I think Waits is about to turn to leave, and then she's going to try one more thing, and she's going to try an explosive blast a hole in front of Judy. So there's a room. She just can't leave Judy. She'll tell Grease to go. She's got to get Judy out. She doesn't want to explain to Kane what happened.
Okay.
Right,
Well, I'll Catch you guys on the flip.
Don't listen to any voices in your head, Grease. Not even your own. Not even
Where do you go,
Brando's.
Grease?
I'm following my gut on a mission to find a way back to the refuge.
Okay. You could also hear the conversation between Waits and Fremont, by the way, because it is over comms. So.
Okay.
But you start making your way out through this strange maze as the lights flicker on and off, and everything just feels wrong. The space feels wrong. It's too big and too small all at once. As you start to try and retrace your steps back to the door you came into. Is that your role there, Charlie? Yeah, go ahead. You're using high X?
Yep.
Okay. You let the round off in front of Judy, and Judy, you have to cover your eyes, or you can shut them and tilt your head as the concrete now is starting to reach up over the top of your chin. You see it blast away from in front of you. There's a dip. There's a chance.
All right. Can I escape? Or try
Go
to?
ahead. Make me an endurance test.
Okay.
I used my other action to aim, just so you know. I guess both.
Okay. In which case you won't take a penalty dice, thanks to Charlie's aim and good placement.
It's 8.
You manage to pull one of your arms through into the dip, start getting yourself, even the small bit of the torso that you can, just enough to try and lay yourself flat. And just as you think you're going to make it, you try to pull yourself up and forward, but the concrete's over your head. You can't breathe. The sheer compression of the weight of this substance around you makes you feel like you're trapped, and then suddenly it's like you're suffocating and drowning all in one. Waits, you see Judy begin to get herself flat before the concrete covers her, and you wait. She has to emerge. It's only a little bit. But there's
I
no
want to run in
surfing.
and dig her out. Waits can't leave it now, is it? Waits is all in. She's gonna go crawling in and try and dig through concrete. She gives up on the rest of the mission. She's now on mission save Judy. She can't
Just
watch
to,
her
like-
only friend in the world die.
Just to stick that knife in a little more, I imagine, like, as it starts covering her, Judy makes eye contact with Waits, and for the first time you ever see Judy scared and with tears in her eyes, and she's screaming Waits as it covers her.
And I imagine the last thing is like the hand with the body cam that you've taken off that you were preparing to talk to, and Waits, you just see that sink beneath. As you climb back in to the
Can
quicksand
I
concrete.
use a running momentum to risky business slide to Judy, grab onto the day stick to stop myself from sliding all the way across the room, because I know that's roughly where she
The
is.
day stick is no longer there because you
It's
fired
gone.
a high
That's
X
fair enough.
round into yeah.
Fair enough.
But you slide in, and all you can do is hope that you will feel Judy beneath
Diggy.
the concrete.
Diggy hole for Judy!
And that is the last
Oh,
we
no.
see of Judy and Waits for the moment as they both disappear beneath the floor.
Ah!
Fremont.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see this right. Oh no.
You see
And
this
I
happen.
see-
You feel
and I-
this happen.
Oh no. She looks scared. But I do see kind of like the other judges, correct? Or what
You
they're
can-
kind of like psychic essence. Okay.
You can feel Judy and Waits, and you can feel the panic, but the sense of life is still very, very strong.
Okay.
You can feel Grease. Grease is wandering. It feels like somebody running their fingers up the back of your neck, each footstep. It's like you can feel this going on. It's like you're within whatever this place is. And you can both see it for what's being presented and see it for what it really is. A burnt out floor. The rooms here are not as big as they look. Grey concrete walls and grey concrete floors. Burnt out apartments where the walls have crumbled and knocked through. Everything else is just something channeled on top. channeled through these minds that are acting like transformers, stepping up the psychic energy that Shay has through some strange connection to the three judges laid staring at the ceiling here.
I can see the like kind of the actual forms of the abducted judges, correct, in front of me in this corridor, right?
You get the feeling these are not astral forms, these are literal bodies.
Okay.
You can touch them, they are flesh and blood. What they were is gone, but it's like their minds are being used to amplify. The minds of a psychic judge, taking what ability they had and adding it to Shay's. It's almost like a circuit. Something goes from her mind through the three here, boosting it, amplifying it.
All right, I'm gonna, since I can only grab 2 of them, I am going to try and Fremont's gonna want to make herself an anchor, like a psychic anchor for these 2 judges. She's gonna use physical contact with them to try and grab onto them psychically, whatever remains. While she tries to shut down, she'll try and sever Shay's connection to them.
Okay, go ahead and make me a side test.
Yeah, so this is basically I am using suppression is the main thing I'm trying to suppress.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm going to use my psychic and then telepathy. I'm going to use I'm going to use whatever luck I have because I think I need to do this or else bad things are going to happen. Okay, so that is 4d6, 7. That's 7 for my initial pool. Plus 2 more. Plus the other 2. These are my luck. Okay.
Okay, so that's
25.
You focus in, you try and you push behind that psychic wall of Shay's energy into the very base of what is left of the minds of these 2 judges, and you grip and you try to pull that forward to sever the connection, and then you feel it snap. The first one you came to, you get a sense there's a little bit left, not much, but there's enough of a person left somewhere in deep in the back of the psyche that you pull forward, and bringing that forward snaps the connection. You feel the power flow jolt, like something that's not getting enough electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Reinhold, as you're getting closer to the refuge, you feel Shay begin to convulse over your shoulder in your arms. And Fremont, as you do the same to the second judge, Reinhold, you feel her again, convulsing, muttering. She's becoming more alert. But you do, Fremont, sever the connection here. Grease, as you walk the corridors of this place trying to find your way back, the lights turn off completely. It's dark. You can smell smoke. Like, not fresh smoke, not like there is a fire now, but like there was one. And then you catch a glimpse on the wall. A door? There's light for a second that looks like daylight coming in from something. And then it's gone, it's back to a wall, and there's a door, and back again, like something is failing, like a glitch in a video game. Like something in a movie.
I shoot at the door.
You shoot at the door, and as you let the shot off, it disappears back into wall, but you hear the clang of metal. A small shatter of glass. Just like the door you came in through.
Okay, well, that works for me. And he walks over to the wall and he times it just right. And when he gets to the door, he pushes it open.
The door flickers. You push it open and you're standing back in the stairwell. The stairwell that you took to get up here. The stairwell that you can take back down to the refuge.
I take it back down to the refuge.
Reinhold, You eventually make it out into the atrium section, the refuge
Yes.
just ahead.
Yes. How far away? I have some questions here. I don't want to
Mhm.
interrupt you. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a minute here, folks. We only passed this way once. Okay. How far away is medical in relation to me?
1 floor up.
Okay.
The medical center sits above where the refuge is on the next floor.
Got it. But there's a distance between me and that place right now. Okay. So I want to do suppression, and he like curses himself for not having done this before. But I want to do suppression on her, and then try to put her to sleep with there's a way to suggest to her with telekinesis, I think. Fremont, you're gonna have to help me out here. I just read a thing where you can try to
I
put her
won't
to
even
sleep.
make you roll for this one, Reinhold, because she's so far out of it right now.
Okay.
And she's so weakened by what Fremont has done. That is not difficult to do at all. And Fremont, you feel the last connection to the person in the other room click off. It's gone. Something has subdued it, or stopped it, or snapped it. And the feeling has left you. That sheer force of psychic energy that was flowing in this room is gone.
Yeah, so she is. I think it was probably this whole thing was quite painful and it took a lot. She's probably had bleeding from her nose. She's exhausted. She's gonna just kind of sit, just kind of like slump to the ground a little bit and just go onto the comms. I found the missing judges.
Virginia.
She was.
Yes,
Ooh.
Charlie.
We've hit a wild magic surge. But please do finish, or no, I didn't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
Oh.
And she'll get on the main comp with everyone just to say that I found the missing side judges. Shay was using them as some sort of psychic battery. That's why she was able to do the things that she was doing. I was able to separate Shay from them. I might have done something. I don't see where she is.
Wait, Judy. Everything is dark. The force around you is painful. It's like you're drowning, you're breathing this stuff in. And a thought maybe crosses your mind, because it feels like an eternity. Does it really take this long to die? And then, in a moment, you can breathe. And the force, it's there, and then it's gone. And it's there again. And then before you know it, your eyes wide open, coughing, even though nothing seems to be filling your lungs any further. And you're laying on the concrete floor. Judy, you are face down, arms outstretched, weights. You seem to have bruised the side of your cheek on impact with this floor, and you are stretched out, your fingertips just brushing Judy's, as you lie in a small concrete room with burnt walls. The tiled floor is no more, the grey walls are gone, and the lights are out. But neither of you are dead.
I think Judy, with her arm outstretched, feels like Waits' fingertips and just sort of like scrabbles up and moves to her and just gives her a big like, holy fuck, I'm not dead hug. We're
Wait,
alive,
kind of
Waits.
pats your back.
And after a very prompt, quick hug of get those emotions out, she sort of wipes her cheek. Okay, now we really have to put this bitch in the ground.
You see the body cam on the floor has been pointed at the both of you the whole time.
I just gotta pick it up. And I look at it. And I point at it. So it'd take more than that to take Judy out and put it back on.
This will make excellent footage for your show next season.
Yeah. The editor might have to futz with some bits, but yeah, it'll be great. Great B-roll. Okay, let's do this. Wherever
Where
this
are you
is.
headed?
Wait sets her gun to execution, and she thinks about Reinhold, and I think she thinks of Reinhold as a creature of habit. Reinhold doesn't know many places on this block. He didn't go make friends with anyone. He didn't go very many places. And so she's just going to assume he defaulted home. He defaulted back to the refuge. Because where else would he go?
Reinhold, where are you currently heading?
Okay, so suppression, the whole thing puts her to sleep, thinks very carefully. He's been thinking about it the whole walk down here. It's not all so black and white. So he gets on the radio, says, I have Shay, and we are en route to the refuge. Stand by. And I head to medical.
Okay. We got a wild magic search, right? So I think this would be a perfect time to go ahead and roll that. And I think Charlie, I want you to roll it.
Ooh, okay. I totally thought you were going to give it to Shauna, but okay. Let's go. Calm down.
Really?
I want to take a quick moment to shout out Maximus J07 who just subscribed. Subscriber number 101 in the house. 1D1 10,000. 8814. Let's go and look this up real quick. I can't believe we're not dead, Susie. What the fuck? How do we do that?
But hey, if we were gonna die, we're gonna die together on brand.
Oh my god, okay.
Oh no.
I was gonna veto this one when I read it, but it might still work. So Virginia, an animal species native to the area actually controls the throne.
Oh no. Oh no, Tally, no.
But I can reroll if you would like to pass on that one.
I will say veto. Mostly
Okay.
because that would require a lot of changing from the original plot we have established that would make no
Hey,
sense.
Well,
I
I thought
was-
it was gonna turn out that Greece was the king of the jungle, right? I had
Hey,
visions.
I was ready to bow down and worship Tetley, the dog emperor of Mega City 1. Like,
Telly's
Alright,
been controlling Shay for like 15 years.
Oh, I needed this breather to recover. Nope, that's rubbish too. We can't have that one. Come on, table. 4, 5, 5, 6. Let's try this one.
Or those intelligent mices.
Here we go. If the target lights a fire, his clothing ignites.
Okay. There you go, weights. I'm going
Great.
to take that as high explosive rounds count.
Yeah, I was thinking high explosive
Yeah.
rounds. Any proximity to fire, I'm probably catching fire for the second time this season.
Oh,
Winston's
that's
got a
right.
real problem with fire. It's the whole vampire
That's right.
thing.
Yeah, the
Judy
vampire
can
thing,
handle
yeah.
red hot things. It's okay.
So,
So she can handle weights. Great. This is going to be good. Keep that body cam on.
we're going in a whole different direction.
Oh my god, it's Greece's mum's story all over again.
oh no. Reinhold, you make your way up to medical. Talon, you hear the communication that Reinhold is making his way to the refuge. Shay in tow. Reinhold, you make your way up there, taking up another set of stairs.
Yes.
Greece, you are coming down the stairs. You don't see Reinhold where you are, but you are not far from the refuge now. As you're going down the stairwell, you feel something skitter across your feet.
I shoot at it.
You fire off a
Yes.
shot. It doesn't hit. There's a small rat, maybe a mouse. you see another couple skitter around. It's not unseen or unheard of in the mega block. This many people living together, it's normal to have some rodents.
No. I hate mice. I hate rodents. I hate all other animals except for me. I'm just gonna keep going to the refuge.
Okay, you keep going to the refuge. You get there. You know, as you heard over the comms, the door has been locked with the thumbprint seal, and you can easily undo that. And you are met with the sight of Talon.
Oh, hey, Talon.
Talon has a shotgun leveled at you that you heard rack as that door opened.
Nope. All right. Bye-bye. I'm out of here. No, thank you. No, Serini Barberini. I am good. I don't need to do anything. Nope. Yep. Click.
She unclicks the safety, says, "Come, get back in here, quick." Reinhold's supposed to be on his way with Shay. Did you pass him?
No, I did.
Reinhold, where are you?
You hear this over the comms.
Yeah, this is going out over comms.
I do not reply. This man is wearing combat boots and boxer shorts and a white terry cloth bathrobe, by the way. His head is shaved, and he is carrying the slack body of this woman, in the boots. Anyway, it's great. The point is he does not answer that call, and I want to put up my perception filter that works automatically on people with an intuition less than my psi, which is 9.
Okay.
And I want to go into medical, and you got that bit with the frantic search for the thing he needs for the injection. He's got to sedate her, right?
Okay.
I want to knock over some cardboard boxes. I want to hit some things with the back of my hand because that's not what I need. It's my favorite part of the movie. You got to go knock some gauze over and shit.
You do exactly that. Jana is not here, much as you probably suspected from the fact that she hastily left some medical supplies earlier.
Good.
But you manage to force your way in. You put Shay down on a bed, and she's mumbling and incoherent, and she's looking around, and the only thing she seems to be able to focus on is you. As she stretches her hand out, reaching for you. As you knock over several bottles, rip the inside of cabinets out, looking for something to sedate her with. You find something that you think is correct. It's something that you've seen Jana use before, and you fumble for a syringe.
Thorazine? Just kidding.
She's just trying to grab hold of you, and as soon as you're close enough for her to get, she grips onto your arm, and she looks at you, and she looks frightened. She's just mumbling, "It's gone, they're gone, they're coming. Oh my god.
No, they're gone. They're not coming. We managed to avert that, and you're gonna take a little nap now. So put your feet up, and we're gonna go watch Jeopardy. But you gotta settle down, you gotta chill out, you gotta take a big deep breath, and let me do this."
And she registers but doesn't, and she just nods, and she says, we can leave.
Oh yes.
We can leave.
Yes, not only can we leave, but we are leaving. That is the active moment. That is not an aspirational statement. I'll just keep talking to her while I give her.
And you can feel there is something bubbling beneath the surface, beneath the fire. You can feel the psychic energy prickling up, and it dies down as you inject the needle, and the mumbling gets softer, and her eyes kind of roll. She grips on. Please don't leave me like Caro did. Please don't leave me like Caro did. And then she's asleep.
Okay.
Still gripping onto your arm as the grip relaxes, as the muscles loosen.
So, this guy is a Psi judge from a clone vat with a mind like a steel trap. It's time to start thinking about how to get out of here the fastest and just get out onto the street. Do I need to go through the garage? Do I need to go down? Should I go all the way up and like side jump to a neighboring building? Like he starts racking his brain for like and has been for
There are no other buildings as tall as the mega block surrounding it, so there's nothing to jump to. Going
Okay.
up would take far longer than it would be to go down, either by the elevator if it's not locked, or the stairs, and leave through the main entrance. As you contemplate this, I'm going to say, for the sake of time and movie magic, Fremont waits, and Judy, you can also arrive back at the refuge if you so wish, along with Grease, who, whether you went back in after Talon called after you or whether you stayed outside is up to you. But you can all reconvene there. Reinhold is nowhere to be found.
Grease just goes back in town.
Where's Reinhold? He said he was on
That
his
was
way
my
with Shay.
question.
Where is Reinhold?
Is the elevator moving, Talon?
No, it's locked down. I'm going to start getting on the cameras,
Okay.
and searching for Reinhold.
Is anyone else helping Talon search?
I'm going to do my own searching for Reinhold.
Okay. Talon, what is your intuition?
Boom, 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 boom.
600 windows open. Intuition
It's the
is
beating. It's the beating of that hideous heart.
intuition is 7.
7. Reinhold, what does Talon's intuition have to beat to be able to perceive you?
My sigh of 9.
It has to be
Search
higher
the
than
I'm
that.
the old man, you know. Is the eyes.
Search the cameras.
Sorry,
You
what
can see the previous footage of Reinhold coming down the stairs. You can see him reaching the level of the refuge and being out in the atrium no more than maybe 30 paces away. And then you just can't make out where he went. Fremont. What are you doing? You said you were going to do your own search.
I am going to try and contact him psychically. Reach out for him.
Does what you have done, Reinhold, prevent people from doing that?
Sorry, I'm in chat. Prevent him from doing what? Talking to me?
Psychically talking to you.
Not specifically. Hold on. The passive.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at that
no,
thing.
I don't think so.
Uh,
Hang
Okay,
on.
in which case, yes,
Perception
Fremont, you
filter.
can.
I'm hard to notice. Yes, you can.
Okay, you can reach out and attempt to talk to Reinhold.
What are you doing, Reinhold?
Have I made it like out onto the corridor in front of medical? Like, am I out?
If you
With her
wish
over
to,
my-
yes.
I think that's where he has to sort of make this choice. And do I know the elevators aren't working?
You probably know Talon well enough that at this point they would have been locked down.
So are the stairs an option?
The stairs are an option. They're pretty much the only
Okay.
option.
All right. I ignore Judge Fremont and I hit the stairs. You've got to slam the door with your hip, and
Mhm.
Just make that mad dash down the stairs.
Okay.
Why are you
Stop
not
the background.
answering me, Reinhold? You didn't see what she did upstairs. She used them like a battery, and when she wakes up, what prevents her from doing that to you? Nothing. She needs to be properly taken care of, not on the run with another rogue judge.
Talon puts the block on lockdown.
Okay. You begin to put the block on lockdown. Reinhold, you can hear the emergency warning signals going. Your only hope is that you can reach the bottom atrium before everything gets into place, because you know that blast door at the front, the entrance to Freedom Falls, does not work. It sits damaged at a slant and does not close. But you can hear it happening. It starts at the top as the lockdown goes in progress. You can hear the bars coming down in the distance as you run. What is everybody else doing right now? Reinhold has not appeared. Fremont is getting no answer.
Judy is gonna put herself at that exit, that main exit.
Okay.
And she's in full gear, like helmet down, very serious look on her face, lawgiver out. She's ready.
Talon will unlock the elevator to let the other judges that want to go downstairs go down quicker.
Okay, so Judy, you can get in the elevator and rush down there. Is anyone else joining her? What is everyone else doing?
Yeah, like Fremont's just gonna snap out of that. It's like, well, he made his choice. Hope he can live with the consequences, and she'll just get up. She's gonna just holster her lawgiver and just walk out. Whatever is happening, she's not gonna need that.
Okay, so you're joining Judy to make your way down to the entrance. Waits.
Waits is gonna whistle for Judge Tetley.
He comes padding out of the back room.
Judge Tetley, someone has been a very bad boy. We are the law.
He kind of cocks his head. His tail wags.
Time to go walkies. I'm sure.
He immediately takes
him out
up
the
the
elevator.
position at your side as you go out. Grease, what are you doing in this moment?
I guess I'm following.
You're following. And Talon?
Locking back, and once they leave, everybody's taking what they want from the armory, locking back down the refuge, and running everything from here. Open on the comms, monitoring doors, elevators, the cameras, and also contacting the Hall of Justice that we have a rogue judge with. We have a rogue judge by the name of Judge Reinhold.
As she leaves, Waits would like to pull off her judge badge, and she'll toss it to Talon and say, "Give this to Judge Charisma." She just got a promotion. There's a spot on the squad.
Oh.
And
then she'll be going with Talon.
I imagine the dramatic movie walk of Waits, Judy, Grease, and Fremont, suited and booted, going towards that elevator. The Bee Gees. As you make your way down, and in the elevator, you will get to the bottom before Reinhold. You station yourself by the very front of that door, the light backing in, casting long shadows in front of you. Talon, do you go to give the badge to Judge Charisma?
I call her out to come in the hall.
And Karis steps out, and she looks frightened. You imagine she heard everyone come back in, but, and has usually come out to greet people, but she comes out stepping forward nervously. Where's everyone gone?
We now have 2 broken judges. They're going back to try and help them. But that leaves me here alone, and I need another judge. Look at your books that Judge Waits give you. Come back here, please. And she's standing, and she's got the helmet down. The cigarette's out, the helmet's down. She's also full.
And Karis looks confused, but she goes into the room and comes back with these armfuls of books that she's been writing in and studying. You're pretty sure she doesn't even understand all of it at the age that she's at, but Karis puts them down on the table and just looks at you confused.
Judge Talon takes the books, picks them up, got them balanced in one hand. Please put your hand on the books.
And Karis, this young, maybe 6 or 7-year-old girl, places her hand on these books, still confused.
Do you, Karis, promise to uphold the law? And will you look for the gray and not just the black and white?
Yes. The grey is important, that's what you said. They don't teach the grey in the books.
That's correct. And then she'll remove the books and will kneel down and pin the badge onto Karis's shirt.
And
You are
Karis looks
temporarily
down.
authorized as a judge. Welcome, Judge Karis.
And she looks and she says, "This is Judge Waits' badge. Is she okay? What happened?"
She's fine. She's fine. And this is temporary until we can get you your badge.
And Karis puts both of her hands over the badge, almost like she's clutching at her heart. Takes a deep breath and looks up at you and says, "Okay, I am the law. We are the law.
We are the law.
What do I have to do?"
You
She
have
just
to
kind of
stay here
blinks
with-
at you.
Your mother is an innocent. Is a civilian. And it is our duty to protect her. So that is your duty, is to protect your mother. And I'm going to hand her a jar. If anything happens, if anybody other than me opens that door, you throw this at them as hard
she
as you can, and then you get
takes
under the bed.
She takes it carefully and she looks at it and she says, "Is this the stuff you made in the place you were telling me about?"
Yes, it's one of my recipes. If you like, I can teach you others.
She nods and she does the best that a young 6 or 7-year-old can do in preparing herself for this, keeping her eyes fixed on the door. Are you staying here, Talon?
Talon's out in the front room now. Again, on the monitors, on the computers, staying in contact with the Hall of Justice, answering all of those questions, facilitating communication and monitoring.
Okay. You do that and you can see the judges in the elevator. You follow their every move. Reinhold, you come down the stairs. You can see the lights of the entrance and the long shadows of your fellow judges. Fremont, what's your intuition?
My intuition is 9. I'm sorry, 8.
8. How long does the suppression last for, Reinhold?
It's passive, so I just have it up, or not, I think.
This
Okay. Does anyone have an intuition of 9 or more?
No.
I mean, yeah, perception filters work automatically on those with an intelligence attribute of less than my psi score.
I'm just shy.
If I make an attack, it ends immediately.
I mean, if it helps,
But-
Judy's literally stood right in front of the door, like trying to make an obstacle of herself.
I imagine between all of you, you can spread out across where that blast door is.
I think also
Reinhold, you can
Fremont
see your
has-
judges.
I
Fremont
like
has
to
her
think
empathy.
Judge
up as
Tetley
well.
will know where Shay
Oh.
and Reinhold are. That's why Judge Tetley came with us.
With his snoot. You can smell him.
At this moment, Reinhold, as you begin
Tetley
to
could give me
walk
one.
forward, you watch as Tetley ears prick up. And he starts looking, and he can't focus on you. But you get the odd feeling he keeps trying to focus on Shay. And Fremont, with your empathy. Reinhold, how do you feel at this moment?
he's got to rush because he's working on a good idea, and he hasn't had a good idea in a while. And, you know, he's completely aware of what is at stake here. And now has to tiptoe past them and almost like can't resist talking to them and telling them why this is about to happen. But the only way, because it's my understanding the only way in or out of this place is that door. So I'm going to very carefully tiptoe past them. But if I have the active suppression up, it's not active. I'm able to weaken the second power. It's a turn-based thing. I'd have to do it again. I'm not giving myself away. I'm sneaking out of here.
Yeah, you had that's.
I'm
But
sneaking
with
out of
Fremont's
here.
empathy,
Right.
Fremont, you get a sense in this moment suddenly of urgency, of the feeling of having to get out. And
That
Tetley cannot
door.
see you, but Tetley can sense something.
Reinhold, that door is the first of many doors that you're going to have to sneak through. If you step through that, you'll be hunted for the rest of your short existence. If you leave her here, she will be taken care of, I promise. If not, it would be bad. Don't make enemies of us.
It's a risk. Sorry. I mean, he can't help himself, you know. Just like, first off, physically in time and space, okay? Virginia, like, where are my feet in relation to Judge Fremont? Like, do I have to get past a line of guards? I'm holding a slack body. What am I dealing with as far as getting from here to there so that I can decide whether or not it's worth it to stop what I'm doing and look at Fremont and tell him something?
I imagine that, for dramatic purposes, your boots, as you look down across at Fremont, are just standing in the shadow of these 4 judges. As the light comes in from behind them, and Freedom is the other side. But it'd be difficult to sneak past any of them while carrying the body without being very careful not to knock into one of them.
Okay. I want to start levitating. And pick her up with me. And that costs 6. And I want to message to Fremont that I never asked for anything. Okay? Never. Came out of a tube. I'll go back to the tube. You kidnapped me, and you brought me back into this, and you're going to let me straighten this one out the way I want to straighten it out, okay? Give this to me. Just get out of my way and let us leave.
How about this? You've been through some traumatic times. I understand. So I'll be lenient. You may leave. Shay stays. She can't be allowed to do what she did here, what she did to you, again, in another building, another place, until she shows up again.
But she won. Don't you get it? She won. She won. She won the game. She wins over and over again. She won. She knocked down, the dominoes are starting to fall. And like he just explodes into this whole thing, floating 3 or 4 feet off the ground by this time.
Can I
She's gonna undo everything she did. Because and it's too late for all of you. And that's the funny part, is you think you can turn them in and everything's fine. You know that's not how that works. She put you in a box. You're gonna live in a box the whole time. She and I are leaving the box. It's a package deal.
Afraid not.
I can fix this. I can fix this. I've never asked for anything, and you're going to give this to me. I'm not asking. I'm telling. You'll give this to me today.
What are you all doing? Talon, you can see on your cameras Fremont is talking. But you still can't see Reinhold. You can see Tetley reacting. You can see your 4 fellow judges there. Standing in a line at the door, the final stand between Reinhold and Shay and Freedom. What is everyone doing?
I imagine by now we have backup coming from the Hall of Justice.
To
I
arrest
think
us, maybe.
No. She's accessed Judge Judy's body cam and kind of shown them what's shown them the a lot of the just the
Did you cut the bit
carefully
where we were the ones
chosen-
shooting?
yes carefully chosen clips.
There's a wonderful bit towards the end where they both look like they're drowning, but they're actually just rolling around on a concrete floor.
Cut that. Cut.
Yeah, no, that's go to anybody. And actually, if you ever try to access that bit of film, it's just blank. Those seconds are gone. It's now in Talon's possession. Maybe email it to Kane. We'll see.
You notice if you've got access to the body cam, nothing that was seen while they were up in Shay's lair, so to speak, is what was described. It's just them wandering around in this burnt out concrete upper building. It's weights, throwing punches, and disarming nothing.
And I imagine the Hall of Justice is familiar with what rogue side judges can do.
To some
This is
degree.
proof that there's been a rogue side judge manipulating the other judges. So she's put in that call. She keeps trying to contact Reinhold as she can, saying, "Look, just go get some soup. You don't have to do this." And
We got minestrone. You don't have to do this.
You do put the call in. You don't know what the Hall of Justice response is going to be. They assure you that people are being sent, but you don't know if that's for everybody. If that's just for Shay and Reinhold, but there is backup on its way.
and she will let the others know. I think via comm, she'll make sure everybody knows, including Reinhold. If he's got his comms on, he'll hear this, that the hall's been contacted, and that Reinhold has been reported as going rogue
Judges,
with Shay.
those of you at the door.
So I have a really dumb idea. Judy would ask, like, under her breath, where she feels that Reinhold is, if she can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Would
dear.
you like to use that crit success?
Yes.
How dare you?
You try to feel it out. You're not really sure how all this psychic stuff works, but you've had your mind messed with a lot in the last few days. And you still can't, you're looking around and you know he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't see him, but the more that you focus and you think about your senses, it's that feeling that you get when you've got your eyes shut, but you know someone's standing behind you, or the way that someone is staring at you. And your eyes are drawn to a point just above the floor. You don't know why, but it's there. That is where you get that sense of someone looking at you from.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's just that strange intuition that you develop.
All right. Well, with that strange intuition of where I vaguely feel Reinhold, lawgiver, fire a shot straight in that direction.
Okay, you are going to be at a -1 dice because you technically can't
That's
see
fine.
Reinhold.
That's absolutely fine.
Reinhold, for the sake of this, you have got no armor on, by the way.
Can
Oh, no.
I intercede, Virginia? Because Waits is now aware there are very angry psychic judges here, and she's already been used as a weapon against people once. And I think she would want to stop Judy's shot because she can't see what Judy is shooting at, and she doesn't like shots just being fired out into the abyss.
If I shoot him,
But
he'll be like,
since-
ow.
But since you used your natural 20, like I imagine it doesn't matter. But for the narrative, Waits would go to try and stop the shot.
It's Judy's too quick. You don't even notice what she's doing until she's already squeezing the trigger. Because it hasn't really occurred to you to even try and fire a shot off, not knowing where Reinhold is. But Judy's whipped her gun out and just you grab it just as she squeezes the trigger, and it's just too late to knock the gun away. Reinhold, what is your melee defense?
I didn't get time to put up my telekinetic shield, but my melee defense.
Mm-hmm. What goes into defense now?
Defense
I can't
is,
remember.
11.
Armor.
11.
Yeah, you feel, Judy. What were you using in your lawgiver?
Standard X, because she knows it's Reinhold, and last time she saw him, he was in a terry cloth bathrobe in his underwear, so she doesn't need armor piercing. So damage is 14.
Oh my
Reinhold,
god.
you have no armor
Oh my god!
because you're in a terry cloth bathrobe. You see
Sorry,
Judy,
Trav.
quick
It's
as
a
lightning.
reinforced cherry clock. Go ahead, I'm with you.
She pulls her gun out, and for a moment you think you're safe until she locks her eyes towards you, and you know she can't see you, and she's still taking a stab in the dark. Or should I say shot in the dark. The bullet misses Shay narrowly, but it hits you center mass, and you take 14 points of damage.
That's an
What
awesome
is your-
song, by the way. Ow.
you
I'm
still
down
up?
to. I'm at 6.
Okay.
Does that shake the
Are we rolling
suppression
initiative?
shield?
When do I get to go? Just kidding. I'll turn my-
We are rolling initiative
Love you,
now
Trav.
because I will
I'm
say
sorry.
with the
Oh,
shot
no.
going off.
Perform
It ends
action.
with
So I get shot
PvP.
while hovering,
It's-
which is exactly what happened last time we played this damn game. Sorry.
It's with PvP. Began with this
So,
part of the
yes,
things began. And
Reinhold, you feel the bullet rip
It's true.
through you. You're still
We do this to
levitating.
ourselves.
But I will say that the shield is still up for everybody else because you still don't know what Judy has shot at. But Judy, you are no longer affected by Reinhold's.
And thank you so much to Staffin, who donates a boon for Tetley, which could be important because shots are being fired between the judges now, and it's game on.
So
Yeah,
wait, you
okay.
currently have control of Tetley for the purposes of this. And I need
Roger.
everyone to roll initiative. This doesn't mean there has to be combat, but way I know we've got not too much time on the clock now. And I want to make sure everyone gets to do what they want to do. So if everyone can go
Alright, yep.
ahead and roll initiative for me.
Yep. Okay.
That's a 14 from me.
It's your intuition plus it's your intelligence plus intuition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Intuition plus any other relevant skill that you have.
13 for me.
Does perception count into this?
Yep.
Oh,
16.
17 for me, Virginia.
Cool.
11 for Talon.
Do you want Tetley just to go on my turn?
Yeah. Anyone else that I'm waiting on? I think I still need Fremont and
Oh.
I've got Judy.
I got a 19. Should
19.
be right.
Okay, so Fremont, then Waits, and Tetley. Then we have Reinhold, Judy, Grease, and Talon. 2, 4. That's enough people.
So bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fremont, you get the next turn. Judy has fired off a shot.
Okay. How far am I away from Judy right now?
It depends on which order you decided to line up in as you stand. I imagined a proper cinematic movie line of people. So
Okay.
you could be right next to Judy if you want.
Yeah, I apologize to anybody that's in the way. So Fremont hears just like her head just like jerks to Judy with the shot. She sees what direction she's pointing. So Fremont's going to wheel around, just get in front of Judy, and look in the direction that she was facing.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to unleash a psychic cone.
Okay.
Psychic
And do you have to
attack
roll to hit
in
for
that
that?
area. Yes.
Okay. You're going to be at. I'm gonna say here -2 dice because -2 dice because you don't actually know where Reinhold is. You can't even be 100% sure that Judy's hit anything. Or is it just it's an area,
It's
isn't
a
it?
cone. This is why I said I apologize to anybody that's in the general area.
Okay.
Because we have to stop this psychic.
Weights
So
will
this
kill
is-
you tomorrow.
It's fine. All right, so this is against Reinhold's mental defense. Which is
AoE.
not.
Also,
Which
if
is
all
not
players
easy
could
to-
please check the green room. Thank you.
I've lost the green room. My thing is freaking out and mad at me, and I lost group chat.
Okay.
Wait, my mental defense is 18.
I guess anybody else that's in there. I don't know who I got in the line of fire.
What's the cone?
It is a 10-foot cone.
Everyone else should be fine because you're going forwards rather than sideways.
Tetley should be fine. Tetley is small and can't be.
Tetley is
Hit
small.
Tetley with a psychic attack. All right, so that's All right, so that's 7, 14, and then 2 more. 24.
24. How much damage does that deal, Reinhold?
That is going to deal. How much is that? That's 8. 2d6. Okay.
Low.
Oof, 9.
Oh my god.
Is that you down, Reinhold?
It is. He's
There is a
squishy,
sound
folks.
of a body hitting the floor, and suddenly you don't know
2
why you
bodies.
didn't see him there before, but there is Reinhold slumped down on his back. Shay now kind of half strewn face down across his chest, his arm still round her for where he was carrying her.
And chat
Yes,
just
Hannah.
unlocked another wild magic surge.
Okay.
In fact, they
in
unlocked
which-
2, but
Oh,
I'll
20
take care
hit
of it.
points
Chaos.
straight to me.
Charlie, if you just want to roll those in the background and then let me know what they are in chat.
Did talent?
Reinhold
does
is
Talon
down.
Does Talon see this?
You see this happen. You see Reinhold appear. You don't know how you didn't notice him before. He is laying on his back on the floor. He is bleeding. Shay is draped across his chest.
She's on the comms throughout the block. She has no idea where Janet is, but it's medical emergency to the atrium. Judge down.
You put the message out and you can all hear this through the comms. What is everybody doing? Judge Reinhold, your fellow judge, your friend, lays there, unconscious.
Can she do one more thing? She
Go
can
ahead,
take
yeah.
that medic bag that Jenna had dropped off, and she's just gonna be right back. Goes outside, leans over the railing, and drops the medic bag down 25 floors.
You drop it, and a few moments later, judges, there is a thud from behind as a medical bag hits the floor, a few supplies spilling out it.
I'm grabbing Shay.
I'm gonna go over to Shay.
Alright, Virginia, the 2 that I rolled, one was basically a boon of a +10 to rolls, and one was that someone disappears but reappears a short time later. To simplify what
Okay.
the content was.
Okay, so the first one, 2. So Judy gets the +10, and the second one. Okay, that's also Judy. Let's roll that again. The second one is Reinhold.
It's perfect.
I gotta spend
So
my
you go
narrative
over.
boom before this is over.
You
Oh, yeah, that's right.
go over to Shay, and she's breathing but seemingly sedated. She's draped over Reinhold. He still has an arm around her protectively from where he was carrying her. Grease, you also see this as you approach.
I throw off Reinhold's arm and grab Shay and pull her away from him. Throw her on the
You
ground.
pull
I
her
don't
away.
care.
She is limp, unconscious, clearly
this.
sedated.
Grace, do you want the honors?
He doesn't say anything. He just cocks the lawgiver, points it at Shay while maintaining eye contact with Judge Judy, and fires.
Judy, what are you doing?
Judy watches this happen, and in complete contrast to how she's ever acted on her show or anything like that, she just lays out the sentence to Shay for exactly what she's done. The counts of abducting judges, of killing people, of influencing the minds of judges, of interfering with judge investigations. She just lays it all out, like waits with her notepad, and she just ends with, "And the sentence is death," as Grease fires.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for this if this is what you wish. And I will say that with Judy having the +10 to the roll, we'll make that a thing, and the next roll is +10, so that is Grease's one. You fire the shot off. It rings out. Reinhold, you are slightly wakened from your dazed, unconscious state by the sound of a gunshot. And as you roll your head over, you no longer feel Shay's weight on your body. And you just catch the moment that the bullet impacts.
Oh,
God
damn you!
With blood. And in that moment, psychically, the rest of the energy you have left for that perception filter that you never really purposely let down flickers back in, and you are hidden from view. And you feel it, and you feel that Talon, you can see that he disappears on the monitor. None of you know where Reinhold has just gone, but in front of you is the body of Shay, the side judge who has terrorized the block, but did also aid you in defeating the anti-militia the last time you were here. The only person who knows what her intentions were before this point were Reinhold. Only Reinhold knows the conversations that he had with her, that you know he went to have. But she is gone. She has been sentenced and received her punishment. In the background, you can hear the law masters arriving, the shouts of numerous judges as they walk in on the scene, and they have their weapons drawn at all of you. Talon, some come up to the refuge. The door is blown off its hinges. They tell you to come peacefully. Reinhold, you are nowhere to be found. What does everybody do?
Talon lays down her weapons, informs them that there are 2 civilians in the bunk room, that one has been helping defend the refuge, but is unarmed.
Judy
And-
waits Fremont, Greece. Oh, sorry, Talon.
I was gonna say, and then she'll call Karis out, and with her helmet in under one arm and holding Karis's hand, she'll surrender up to the judges.
Okay. Downstairs, all of you judges are now arriving. The only person who moves is Judge Tetley, as he pads over towards Shay. He paws at her for a moment, nudges at the side of her face, which falls limply to the other side, before placing both paws up on her chest and just resting there. Not so much an affection, but not so much in anything else. Just an acknowledgement that his previous master is no more. As the judges arrive with their lawgivers pointed at you, what do the four of you do?
Drop my weapon, hands behind my head.
I think this is when Grease kind of takes his leave when the judges show up, and he just kind of drops his lawgiver and then just turns and walks away.
There are several shouts for you to stop. There are several warning shots. But with your agility, you can quite easily make your way off. Climbing some railings, disappearing out the back of a shop somewhere. Judges attempt to follow you, but they cannot match the agility that you have. They do not have the ability to reach such places that you do. Wait, Fremont, what do you do as you're told to put your weapons down? You watch as they handcuff Judy as Talon is brought downstairs.
Fremont just kind of sits cross-legged, holds her her two hands out, but as she's being detained, she kind of smiles and just reaches out to Reinhold and just says, "I will see you soon."
Waits.
As Waits faces what is her real worst nightmare, as the law comes for her and she knows she has broken the law, she begins to recite her crimes, from petty vandalism to obfuscation to assault on a judge, and then it begins to break down into song as she considers herself once more at war with not just psychic judges but all judges. And she begins to hum, "I fought the law, but the law won." And she just keeps chanting that line over and over. She can't remember the rest of the lyrics, and it's just like her mind has snapped because she doesn't know what to do. This isn't where she's meant to be. This isn't who she is. And she's done. She phases out of this reality.
I'm going to leave this all down to you. 6 months pass. Freedom Falls is finally free. Reinhold, where do you reappear? And what are you doing now?
Reinhold made it out and slipped into a open manhole cover. Open manhole with no cover. Anyway, slipped into the sewers. And after months of being absorbed into the homeless community in and around Freedom Falls and using his powers to hide him from anybody who might have known him, he has managed to carve out a lean-to with a TV in it so he can watch Murder, She Wrote and Jeopardy and keep an eye on Judge Judy's inevitable, very public trial, and is basically hiding in plain sight on the streets.
Does he
with
do
fingerless
anything?
gloves.
Does he do anything in remembrance of Shay? Or does he let that go?
He has not let it go. I don't know what sort of token he would have as his remembrance, but this is how people go crazy. And he just you just let it you let it slow cook and you isolate yourself. And he's been giving a lot of thought to the fact that her work maybe isn't yet finished, and maybe there's a way to make her point hurting the right people and not necessarily all the people. And it's something to think about.
I imagine the
While
token
watching
you
Jeopardy.
have is one day you pass a store somewhere and inside is a coffee cup just like the one that you saw when you were back. in
Yeah,
that
with eyes on
environment.
it.
And I imagine it sits on the table next to yours when you watch Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Talon. What happens to Talon? in
Virginia,
6
could I go next just really quickly?
Yes.
What I
okay.
imagine happens is we pan from the sewer where Reinhold is watching Jeopardy up and up and up through the levels until we reach that home, and it's, you know, for the psychically damaged judges. And we see Waits, and she's sat in front of the TV and she's watching the exact same thing Reinhold is watching. And in front of her on the table is a Scrabble board, and she's just spat out Reinhold over and over, crossing and up and down.
And it's Taco Tuesday as they sit in a kind of plasticky bowl tray beside you as you do this and watch Jeopardy.
I hate Taco Tuesday.
Talon, where do we pan to from here? What does Talon's life look like 6 months' time?
Talon turns over every bit of evidence everything that she's recorded, all of the camera information, all of it. She turns it over in exchange for two things. One, that Tetley is retired honorably and is placed into the custody of Karis. And two, that she will serve 4 months in the ISO and resign. That's
Okay.
the deal that she wants to cut.
That is the deal that is made. And after that, you can choose to go back to your life with
She goes back-
Horatio.
And she goes back to Freedom Falls.
And that is where
finds
you...
one of the empty places and steals cigarettes in the arcade.
And you are welcomed there by many. Greece, where do you go? Where are you in 6 months' time? Do you get caught? Are you on the run?
No. Reese is sitting in an office with a high back chair. He's petting a cat on his lap. This big orangutan comes in. Yes, so boss, we got those psychics that you asked for. Good. Kill him. And the next batch of psychics, kill him too. I want every psychic in every mega block wiped out. We're not having another Shay.
This spells bad for Karis. Fremont, where are you 6 months from the moment of your arrest?
I imagine the years and years and years of probing people's memories for blackmail material finally paid off. She was able to walk out. Minor bits. Probably a little bit of like token ISO cube. But she decided to stop being a side judge and take up instructor position at the academy. And she walks in to her new class. So, well, welcome to first day of Psychic Academy, cadets. Welcome your newest classmate, Karis.
And there is a Karis far younger than the others that she is with. She can't actually join active duty for a good many years. But she has talent, and it is being honed. Honed far more than every other psychic judge might have an opportunity to, but there is nowhere else for her to go. And finally, we go to Judy. The video clip of some of the stuff that took place in Shay's domain reaches Kane, which, to your embarrassment, you see none of the strange things that you saw. It actually just looks a little bit ridiculous, and you can swear blind about what you actually saw versus what the camera saw. But Kane's reaction is still very typically Kane. Where are you 6 months from now?
So I feel like Judy has a very public and a very circus-like trial. Like, think the 2000 AD version of the O.J. Simpson trial. She is cleared of all charges because of that good TV money. It gets her the absolute best representation that she could get. She very dramatically quits the judges, but still kind of keeps up her TV show as like an independent contractor. her ratings have never been better because after the trial, people want to tune in to this renegade judge. And at the end of the day, she has a room in her house where she has her own sort of Pepe Sylvia-esque Always Sunny board with Reinhold. And she's trying to track him down.
And that is what you do. Your ratings have never been better. The trial was very public, but as you said, very good for you. And the bounty hunting comes in. There are plenty of people willing to pay you. Some of them not even real, just because they want to be on the show. And true law and order has been returned to Freedom Falls. That is where we leave the campaign, and your judges in that state. Who knows if Reinhold will ever be found? Who knows if Waits will ever recover? Who knows how prosperous Talon will be? Who knows what the ramifications of Greece's actions will become in the future? Who knows what will become of Fremont and Karis as Fremont hones the skills of the next generation of side judges?
I just had such a dark thought. So the taco arrives and Waits says, I hate tacos. Or I hate Taco Tuesday. She reaches down and she just squishes that thing in her hand. We see the red salsa dripping down. We pan around the room and everyone in that room is dead. And all across the wall, written in red blood, is "What is innocent?" ? And Waits stands in her terry cloth robe and walks towards the door.
Okay, and that brings us to the end of Back to the Block.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to kill Reinhold. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, Talon would have.
If that fucker hadn't disappeared, 100% would have shot him right in the
That
eye.
wild magic
I would have
serve.
shot him right there.
That wild
All
magic
right,
serve
well.
saved you, Reinhold.
What I would like
Got
to
to use
do
my-
is propose that we take post-game conversation over to the Discord. We have a Judge Dredd channel because we are a little bit over time and unfortunately some of the cast do need to run. But I do want to thank everyone in the chat who has been here. If you have any questions, please go and post them on our Discord. We will be posting many thoughts. Let's very quickly go around and say hello, goodbye, favorite bits, and where we can find each other on the internet and all that good stuff. And let's begin with Judge Grease, aka Marlon Brando, aka the Zippy Zippo.
Hi, I'm Zippy Zippo. You can find me on Twitter at the Zippy Zippo and here on Twitch at the Zippy Zippo. I always like playing games here. I don't have a favorite moment. All of them are my favorite. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it's not. I'm just a very indecisive person. I have to roll dice for everything.
I approve. I like it very much. And may you and your intelligent mice go forward in perpetuity. I look forward to having you back again sometime soon, Zippy Zippo. Thanks so much for being here, Alex. And Susanna Grace, aka Judge Judy.
Hi, that's me. Hey, I love this. I loved the fact that I deliver a sentence. The sentence is death. Bummed that I didn't get to kill Travis. Love you, Travis. But beyond all, that was amazing. Thank you all for having me. I was only supposed to be here for like one episode, but I was stuck around. But what a ride. I'm Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace, variety streamer, does video games, art streams, tabletop RPGs. Catch me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. You'll next see me on this very channel here on Monday for the Crown Lands at 7 p.m. GMT, which is 2 p.m. Eastern. Tune in for that, where I play Westeros' best wine mum.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. And Judge Dredd's best, worst, craziest villain, hero, Judge Reinhold, aka Producer Trav.
Yeah, I am. Hi, how you doing? Favorite lines: Grease, don't fuck with me, and the chimpy fingers bit. His delivery on that. Talon, you have to learn the gray. Had I not been murdered so swiftly, I had a great line planned. Also, you sold me out, Talon. What's the deal? I'll be back. You're the first one I'm coming for. Anyway, wait. I'm like show up out of nowhere and I'm like eating your soup. Anyway, it's great. Wait, you explained Spider-Man to me. It made no sense. And I heard that as I was walking out to blow my nose and laughed all the way down the hall and had to come back and write it down. Anyway, I love this. I love these people. This is obviously very special. I love this story. I learned a lot about DMing from Virginia, who is super talented and really knows what the hell she's doing. And we got to tell a really cool story in a world where I would never DM this, but I'm so glad that we got to play this game, and I love these characters, and I love these people that I got to play with for the first time: Zippy, Shauna, Claire, finally, and Susie, who's awesome. Hey, Susie, one last thing before I go. Dallas.
Yes,
Dallas.
100%. It's happening.
Dallas.
Got the
Dallas.
shoulder pads. I'm
All right.
ready.
Shoulder pads, big hair. Talk soon. Peace and love. Thank you, Charlie.
Someone else that I 100% want to put in that Dallas RPG when we get to it is the wonderful Judge Talon, aka Cleric of Cord, aka Cat.
I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Court. This has been incredible. Zippy's been an idol of mine for a while. Ever since I first saw you play, and getting a chance to play with you has just been a true honor. And finally getting to play with Trav. I love you, Shauna. You're the best. We're gonna have to do this again sometime. Susie, Charlie, you know how I feel. V, thank you for everything, and I'm looking forward to further adventures. You can find me on Twitter at Cleric of Cord. I do have some games coming up in a pinned tweet. Actually, starting in about 40 minutes, I will be on Off the Table with some Lady Blackbird guesting over there next week, Wednesdays, on Grimjack at 6 p.m. and then again on Other Docs at 7 p.m. and then Thursdays on Wandering DM at 8 p.m. East. All of those times are Eastern, playing some masks and some Watchmen, and it's a lot of fun. And come check it out. And thank you everybody who watches this live in the VODs on YouTube. Love you all. We couldn't do this without you. It's always great to see you guys in the Discord. You're amazing, and don't forget to come sign up for the Meat Grinder.
Please do sign up for that Meat Grinder. Chat says 6 seasons and a movie. We will see. We will see. Someone always deserving 6 seasons and a movie is of course Judge Fremont, who was in every single season of Dredd we've had here on the channel. The wonderful Shauna.
Hey, it was, oh man, it was so good to play with y'all. It was so much fun. I was so happy to be able to be on guesting last season, coming on this season, and being able to play with Trav and Cleric for the first time. Finally able to play with it, and then playing with Zippy, Susie, Charlie, and then playing with B again, old Octum Cthulhu. Awesome, it's great. This was a great campaign. I loved all the twists and turns, and I'm gonna miss it. Do it again at some point. And then Shauna Flying Stairs on Twitter. You'll see me again on Monday for the Crown Lens, right here on kind of roleplay, where I'm just playing an angry archer lady who is trying to live her life and may bring ruin to her family. It's okay. She just does whatever she wants.
Bringing ruin and glory to all of us this season, Tabletop Horde, aka our Games Master Virginia.
This has been so awesome. I'm so lucky to have been able to play with all of you. You have been fantastic and wonderful, and this campaign has turned out to be way more than I ever hoped it could be, because you're all just amazing at these things. And a bit of me hopes that maybe one day we can come back to see where everyone is at and do another game of this somewhere one day. In our TTRPG lives of playing games. Chat, thank you so much for all of the wild magic surges and adding to the chaos for this mini campaign. I feel very, very lucky to have DM'd for you all, and I'm glad that everyone has enjoyed the story so far. Travis, I think it's wonderful that you think I know what I'm doing. You would not believe how much of this I improv based on the crazy things all of you do. And thank you, Charlie, for having me on here so I get to help tell wonderful stories with such amazing people. If you want to see more of what I do, you can find me on Twitter at Tabletop Horde and on Twitch at the same name. I'm streaming some Tomb Raider Classic on Wednesdays, going through all the classic Tomb Raider games. Every other Monday, I do a follow-a-voted stream. So if you're on Twitter, you can vote on what I stream. And I want to get some TTRPG content up there soon. And you can look at Space Hike on Drive-Thru RPG, which is an RPG I made. There is that. But thank you so much to everybody here for making this awesome. I've loved running this so much.
Awesome. And if you have enjoyed Virginia in the driver's seat, please do come back next Friday when we begin the new Star Trek Adventures campaign. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern, running until 6. I'm going to sign us out with a trailer for next week. I want you all to come and check out Death's Curious next week. It's on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's a little bit spooky. It's a little bit Victoriana. It's a little bit steampunk and a little bit zombie. Oof. But until we see you, wherever we see you, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be there laughing when you do. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend. Good night.